Who are these guys? We've missed them for 2 Saturdays in a row.
Wild.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Storm Saga Games, the DragonMetal Saga homebrew campaign, session 21. I think
21.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now legal to drink.
I literally just thought the same thing. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to make the joke.
Yeah, it's like we've been together for like 8 heckin' years or something. Wild.
Anyway.
So, welcome back, guys. And it's kind of sad and ironic, but I had a coughing fit start literally like 20 minutes ago, and it's kind of continued, but I will find a way to power through it with you guys. And we got this. And thank you all for coming. I'm StormyD, your host and Dungeon Master. And over here to the left of me, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I am itsStarkitty. No longer allergies or congestion or possible COVID. I play Shae, the Grey Elf Ranger. And her animal companion is Milo, a dragon.
Dragon.
Hello. Hello, Stork Pistol.
Now, bopping right over there to the man in dark hair and glasses. Please introduce yourself, sir.
I am extirpatefate, Lord of Falling, Pigeon, something or other. I don't know.
Pigeon King.
Pigeon King? I don't know. I don't know.
Pigeon Lord.
King. Pigeon Lord.
The Falling Pigeon Lord.
The Falling Pigeon Lord, yes, because they aren't real. Yeah, they are. I play Merrik, who is a human wizard spell slinger, and this is Echo. He's a little guy.
He's just a guy.
And he has his little butt.
Great. Next, over there, right next to that dark-haired man, is a green-haired girl. Please share who you are, ma'am.
I'm Druid IRL, and I stream sometimes on my own channel. I mean, I do stream. I sometimes play games, but I stream on my own channel. And I'm playing Thyra, the ASMR Rude Knight fighter.
Okay, Druid, you can just say you have just chatting streams. Okay.
I was gonna say, can you all smell that? How's that bullshit?
Well, last but not least, the man with bullshit coming out of his mouth, literally the word. Please introduce yourself, sir, bearded man.
Hi, I'm Tom. And I play Sindri, the sorcerer.
You're not Tom. That's a fix it.
Yeah, BT. Do I need to just change my Twitch name to BT? I don't think they'll allow that.
Nah,
Try.
BananaTom is
Playing
awesome.
Tom.
You need to keep that shit. That's great.
We need to lose the OG though, because I really hate
100%.
it so much.
Okay.
But yes, I am a gnome sorcerer.
Right. Exactly, Miss Islin. He is the Crom Tom. Thank you for coming, everybody.
And it's because of B Sizzlin, we've got Crom names floating around.
Right, Crom Tom and Crom Kitty. Yep. Be sizzling. Well, Brett and I love Conan the Barbarian and talked many times about it playing Daggerfall, which brought it all to fruition. At any rate, Crom isn't in this universe. Today we're in the DragonMetal Saga universe, otherwise known as the Mind Song Lattice. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to do a good recap since it's been a few weeks. I appreciate you guys understanding that I wasn't able to play for the last 2 Saturdays. The COVID was real. It kicked my ass for a while, but in the end, I defeated it. and still have kind of a residual cough, but I feel like if I keep the momentum going, I should be okay.
Oh, believe me, the COVID is real. He spent majority of his time sleeping.
Ridiculous. I haven't slept so much my entire life, and I've never been sick that long my entire life. 2 weeks. It was brutal. Oh, also, before we jump into the D&D stuff, I do have one amazing announcement to share with you guys. We have brought on board another new streamer of Stormkeep. Bubba Lone Wolf has asked us to join to be a streamer of Stormkeep, and we're very gratefully and happily brought him on board as a Lord of Stormkeep. So
the wolf.
We're going to be. I'll add him to my about section in the link tree, and I think we've already added his realm in the Discord. So we'll be getting that up and going. Everyone, please give him a good. Yeah, Bubba's a fixture in this place, and it's awesome. So I need to add it to that. For example, heck, I still need to add some other folks to that list.
Yeah, I still need to set up your link tree command too.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier to change that to a link tree command.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Sure, thank you for the gifted sub to Spiper.
Yeah.
Spiper, enjoy your emotes.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. Last time that we played, the party members, it was a good deep role-playing session. The first part of it was the players found ways to cope and recover from a really tough mission. A mission where they got captured and enslaved, forced to fight in a gladiatorial arena. They were successful in helping the enchantress escape, but at the cost of the life of a gladiator that assisted them, that helped them. And it hit them all pretty hard. Some worse than others, but it was a tough beat. And they all found interesting ways to cope with it. From going down to the gym and getting beat up to going to the library and doing lots of research to, distract the mind.
Getting in trouble at the library.
Right. And then they decided, from good advice from John, right? The veteran, Tybalt?
Yes.
They got good advice to just get back up on that horse. I think it was also advice from Grimbane too, to just, the best way is to get back into the next mission and don't let this, because if you let something like that keep you from moving forward, then it'll end up kind of becoming a repeating pattern. And and so they took that advice. And they had a long discussion with Grimbane over two potential mission choices. The two mission choices were between eradicating a pirate menace in Malboria, which is Thyra's world, or investigating a lost village in Huntholm, which is Shae's world. And it was a tough choice. Many of the players vacillated back and forth after the deep discussion, but they ultimately came to the decision that they feel like they could do the greater good by doing the Huntholm mission. And who knows, perhaps if they can get it done quickly enough, the other mission might still be there as an option. So, I think that's the recap. Did I forget anything? Did anybody have anything else to add?
You covered it all.
Thyra made a new friend at the gym.
Oh yeah.
Right. The one that she basically convinced to beat her up.
Yeah.
All right, and so today the main focus for the characters, the adventurers, is they're going to be doing some shopping. Grimbane is arranged for them. Well, I'll get into that. I'll just summarize it. They're going to be doing some shopping for gear, and they're going to be doing interviews with 4 potential recruits to join, to see who they want to come with them on this next mission. And so, let's go ahead and do the random, who gets to share what stood out most to their character the last time. Sindri first, please. Do you need more time? You want me to come back to you?
I mean, we're probably good on this. So what stood out to Sindri was it was a tough decision between the 2 missions. And to be honest, he only saw one way for quite a lot of the time. But after looking into the details a bit more, he decided that Shae's world was probably the better choice out of the missions. And he's really not looking forward to seeing all these undead that have been hinted at. Not sure I like the sound of this world. I'm done.
Okay. Yes. Thyra. I keep wanting to say Fern. It's why there's this delay. There's this pause.
Everybody wants Fern to come back.
Nope.
All I know is that my next mission in life is to be able to beat Cretus in a hand-to-hand combat. Fighting with him did really help clear my head in preparation for our next mission. And I do think it's quite important that we are going to Haunt Home.
There you had it. Looks like he made you into a coloring book.
Anything else?
Nah.
Okay.
You.
Wait. Merrik. Sorry.
All right. Well, here's the thing. How do you expect anyone to do any research in the library and not try to do it practically? It's kind of silly. You all know what we do here. Why is it? You know what? Fine. Whatever. I don't want to argue because I ignored the signs. I saw the signs and I ignored them. However, I guess we're gonna go to Haunt Home and look for some missing people that have been missing for quite some time. We'll see how that pans out. Shae, what's the best way to deal with the undead other than burn it afterwards? Shae? She's probably writing in a journal. We'll find it later.
Well said. And speaking of Shae and her journal, it's your turn.
Shae says to kill it again.
That's a good answer.
Okay, Emmeline.
Blaze.
Dear Journal, it's me, Shae. We have our next mission. Shae is going home. Is this a good thing? Shae only spent like 6 months outside the caves, so Shae hopes her new friends don't expect her to know everything about her home planet. P.S. We get to find a 5th person for our team. That means we get to interrogate. No. Interview new people. Hopefully, this new person is nice and Milo likes them. PPS. Miss Thyra has a different way of dealing with stress. But she made a new friend at least. Hopefully. I wonder if this will be a regular thing Miss Thyra does after missions and goes and beats herself up. It's okay. Shae will be there to nurse her back. PPS. There was a mention that we should go see an arms dealer. Shae is confused on this. Why would we want someone else's arms? And what would they be used for? This world has some interesting jobs that confuse Shae a lot.
Touche. Touche.
Yeah.
Get the pun.
Yeah. I'll see myself out.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Excellent.
Yes,
All right.
I'm glad you all like Shae's journal entries.
Oh, I love them. They need to be published.
Well, I mean, once I have my stream stuff set up, I'm probably going to look at re-recording all of her journal entries so that the audio is a lot better.
I don't think re-recording is necessary.
I mean, they're short.
Yeah.
Well, in the 60
more
seconds, I couldn't
natural,
clip it.
More authentic the first time.
Yeah, but I mean, there are some times when I get super high pitched and it cuts out in the actual recording.
Oh.
Mhm.
Okay.
It makes you happy, do it.
Agreed. All right.
Woo woo.
But she does
Right?
this.
Pigeons?
Kachoo.
No, cuckoo with the pigeons.
Oh yeah, you said cuckoo, but I said kachoo.
Oh.
And making it sound. Yeah,
Shae does
thank
this.
you.
She doesn't do this. She does this.
I know, but that's fine.
But this is the exaggerated.
It's just Eric is mimicking Ethan, and he's like, "Oh, I don't get it."
All right.
Thyra.
Wouldn't that be?
All right. Thank you guys for coming. I love each and every one of you. I really appreciate it. We're going to jump into the role play. There's going to be quite a bit of lore tonight. But of course, we will have a break in the middle. We'll chat with you guys again. We're going to go chat dark, except for raids. So appreciate you guys. Enjoy the show. I think for this initial part, I'll switch to the tri-cam. Basically, you had your meeting with Grimbane and came to a conclusion and a decision, and you knew that you had a couple of days of prep time before either mission. And obviously the mission you chose, the sooner the better. But also, since it's still sort of just a mystery, it's neither here nor there. But it's up to you guys. I would think that maybe the next day after your meeting with Grimbane, you all would come together as a team and decide which you wanted to do first. Do the shopping first or the interviews first? So what does everybody vote? We know what Thyra just voted, apparently.
No, that was Druid's vote.
I have to say, I think it would be absolutely fantastic if when we go shopping, Thyra is like shopping queen, like, oh my god, they've got this, and just goes, oh, and you're like,
who the hell is that?
The quality of these textiles are fantastic.
Yeah, I think
Thyra
it would
finds
be.
a goth shop.
She finds hot.
Go.
And we find out that Miss Thyra is a brutal
Cool.
negotiator too.
Mm-hmm.
Old school hot topic, not new school hot topic. I'm just gonna throw
I mean,
that
hot
out
topic, not thought topic. Got it.
there. When hot topic actually sold platform shoes,
Anyway, I mean, I'm down for shopping first.
I don't think
Or
platform
actually-
shoes are 4 foot tall.
Question for you, Stormy.
Yes.
Would
Idea.
you, given I know having that cough that kind of comes and goes, would knocking out the interviews first and getting the most amount of like a lot of back and forth conversation out of the way be easier for you? Because I personally can go either way. I don't really mind which one we do first, but if it might be easier for you to do more of that RP early on than later, then I would rather do that.
I think
that's
I'll be
up to you.
okay either way if we want to go
Okay.
shopping first. In fact, I think
Okay.
right now my throat is kind of reaching an equilibrium, and usually when it does, it lasts a while longer. It gets better and better. So
Oh, so that
Okay.
means the cough medicine's probably kicked in.
hopefully, yeah.
Because
Okay.
it
I just
does take
I
a little
appreciate
bit.
your sensitivity, though, sir.
Yeah, it does take a little bit of time for the cough medicine to kick in,
Yeah.
and he did take it. What, 30 minutes per stream?
No, I took it at like 2 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I
Hey,
took
you
it too
can stop.
soon.
We do.
Maybe.
I don't.
Okay. Whoops.
sorry, Kitty. What do you want to do first? Shae, what do you want to do first?
So Shay's got the question. What's an arms dealer? Do they deal in arms? Like actual arms?
Sells spare arms and everything. If you need a spare leg, spare arm, spare nose,
Don't listen
things
to
like
Sindri.
that.
No, it's
They sell body parts?
Yep.
Are they necromancers?
Random shapes
No.
and sizes.
you know
Some
what?
are
Hey,
pointy.
Sindri, roll me a
Whatnot.
deception check, and you roll me a
Okay.
sense motive check.
You mean an insight?
Insight.
Right.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh no.
I got a 20.
I got a 23. I rolled a natural 20 plus 3.
So you get the sense
man.
that Sindri is
I rolled a 13.
is busting your chops. He's teasing you. He's joking with you.
Yeah, and Shay's just playing along. She's like, really? No way.
You roll a deception check.
Everything?
Did you roll a deception check now?
Yep. Now you roll a deception check.
And I'm going to counter it.
And Merrik is just like,
And
got an
Kieran's just
18.
like this.
If there is just like face palming.
What did you get?
18.
22. And I'm still going to play along with it.
So you realize that she is faking you out, trying to fake you out and playing along with it. And you guys kind of do this tete-a-tete for a little while, and eventually it devolves into both of you in giggle fits.
Yep.
And,
And those two are just like, oh god.
Yeah. So how did that even?
Come about? Oh, this because Shay's like, what's an arms
Oh, yeah.
dealer?
It's where you buy equipment like your rapier or your mace.
Oh,
There's just
like a blacksmith. In a way.
Of sorts.
Where
Yeah.
we would get that stuff on my planet.
Probably something very similar. I mean, I
More
don't know.
pre-made. They don't make it on the spot for you.
No, they're just the ones that gather them for us. And have them
You know what?
done.
We don't even know what this place looks like. We don't know.
That is true.
Yeah, but as far as I know, it's where you buy equipment and stuff and things. It's kind of like slang.
So why couldn't they just call him a merchant?
Because it's a little more shady than just a merchant.
Not all. Well, maybe yours.
Well, this one
maybe,
particularly is.
Grimbane even said.
Yep.
You know what? We'll just figure it out as we go. It's fine.
On
Yeah.
that, we should just go to the arms dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in a shady neighborhood? Like, is it covered in lots of shade?
I'm walking out the door now. Merrik just starts walking. He doesn't know where he's going. He's just
It's
out the
okay,
door.
I
going
have my
downstairs.
torch.
So the shopping thing is something you're going to have to arrange for a specific time with Grimbane, and you did, because we'll just say that you had decided this and chatted with him and arranged for the afternoon to go, or later on in the morning to go do this, and he he arranged it for you to go meet with the person is just called the ArmsMaster, is what they said, what he said, and yeah, this person deals in kind of underground magic items designed to be used on missions of realm running. You guys, shoot, what was I going to say? I need you guys to let me know how much money, how many credits you guys have accumulated so far, so that I can make sure that the economy works in
So
balance.
we've got 20,000 each currently, and 10,000 in the group fund, and then the rest of the money we've paid off. Well, put to one side to
Paid
pay off the
towards-
loan or paid off. Yeah.
So individually, you all have 20,000 in your personal
Yeah,
fund and
20K
10,000 in
each.
the group fund. Okay, all right, that's good to know. 20K times 4, and then 10K times 1.
Though we still don't quite understand what the value of it is.
Yeah, none of us like. I feel like Thyra doesn't quite grasp the concept of how much that is
Right.
here.
Same thing
'Cause
with
it's not
Shae, because it's
tangible.
not tangible, because she's used
Yeah.
to a barter economy.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's closer for a little bit easier for Sindri in Valion, but it's still a vast difference in number.
You mean Merrik?
What did I say?
You said Valion.
Merrik, yes. Merrik in Valion. Sorry. Anyway, but
I'm guessing I would also have
yeah,
knowledge.
the economy of scale, is different in Progentica, and so the bottom line is thank you for giving me that input. You all want to go, you can spend as much as you want, and get the things that you want. We'll just go ahead and we'll do that right now. After you guys basically had your morning meeting and morning breakfast, you arranged with Grimbane when you could go meet with the ArmsMaster. And this time he is going to personally take you, although he indicated that he'll actually wait outside for, he's gonna, that's not exactly true. He said, I'll be waiting in the vehicle, but it'll make more sense once we're there. And you all pile into his dark spooky serial killer style van. And but it's a hover van, and head out onto the streets. Ultimately, it's about an 8-mile trip. He does get on a highway. It's the first time you guys are on a highway. This time he's actually taking the roads along the road instead of in the air. He said in this instance, there's not a direct air route that's viable. So that's why he's doing
Makes
that.
sense.
Just because of the way the buildings and the bridges are structured from here to there. And what's interesting is you come to what looks like even though all office buildings are different and unique to you guys, this one still, it's kind of obvious that it looks older and less fancy than a lot of the ones that you saw downtown when you first entered. It's just kind of a crusty old office building. And
I know just the office.
you drive over. There's an upper parking area around it, but then there's also a drive down into an underground parking area, and he takes you into the underground parking area, and he goes all the way down 3 levels. It's 3 levels of an underground parking area, and he goes all the way down to the bottom one, and it's a large entryway to the parking area, large enough that semi trucks can go down in there and make deliveries and stuff. And eventually, you all park in a far parking space, far away from the elevator. Like it's the worst parking space in a back corner, and there's a pole and a maintenance wall right next to it that kind of obscures it some. And there's almost no cars on this level. In fact, there weren't a lot of cars in the parking garage to begin with. It looks like this office building only has, you know, a few companies and establishments in it. Not a lot of traffic. And he pulls the van in to that parking space that seems sort of almost hidden out of the way in a dark corner, and the lights over that area aren't working. And he is just facing a wall, flashes his headlights, and very soon the wall slides down in front of you. And there's basically an underground vehicle elevator. But it's huge. It's like very long and wide, big enough that you could fit a semi in it. Not one of the super long semis, but like a short stubby semi. And he pulls in, and the door and wall close behind, and he flashes his lights again, and then very soon you feel yourselves moving down one more level, and this time the other side opens up, and he drives through and parks. It's basically like an underground warehouse. It could be a parking garage, but it's basically, there's no cars here, except there is this giant dark black, like piano black, pristine semi truck, and it's just kind of parked, you know, haphazardly in the middle of this giant underground warehouse. And he said, "I'm gonna wait here in the car. Go and knock on the back door of that truck and walk in when it opens, and you will get to meet the ArmsMaster. I believe he's, I gave him a heads up on kind of what you guys' budget is, and he'll decide which of the viewing rooms would be appropriate for what you guys are doing."
All right.
Did Grimbane give us the name of this guy, or a name to call him other than the?
Do you ask him that? Because he only called him the ArmsMaster. Do you ask him?
Okay. No. I just wanted to make sure, like, if he had mentioned it, if he had said it before, I'd forgotten.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys head over there to the truck, and there's
Thyra knocks
a
on the
ramp.
back door.
There's a ramp leading up to the back part of the truck, and
Thyra just knocks on the door.
yeah, you notice that it's one of those semis that has, you know, the giant double doors that can open, but on one side of it is another, like, human-sized door that can open within that. And when you knock on that door opens, and it's just pitch black inside. You don't see anything. It's just pitch black.
Even with my dark vision?
Even with your dark vision.
I can't see a thing.
I'm sure Sindri's nice and curious.
Sindri's peeking through the side, and after about 5 seconds, he's just gonna toddle in.
Okay.
Yeah, door opens as everyone's looking. Merrick's like,
Not exactly magical darkness, just there's like nothing in there to see, and there's no light source inside. And the angles of the light, of the few light sources on this level, are obscured by the truck, so no light actually shines into it. But when you guys walk into the piercing darkness. It's just basically an empty, dark, devoid room. And then, but as soon as all four of you are in, the door shuts behind you. And at the same time, so as not to alarm you, that I forget what it's called when you have a light on the wall that you don't see the bulb of, it just shines upward. You know what I mean? Like track lighting or something.
We could all visualize it. Yeah.
So basically, there's track lighting that
Trim
slowly undims, that dims upward, and the room is like the wall. What's really interesting is this room is twice as wide as the truck, and the end of the truck, it is at the end of the truck is for. What's funny is that it's not standing here inside of it. It's twice as wide, but it's only 2/3 as long as the actual truck. And so of course Sindri and Merrik get the sense, okay, this is obviously some sort of little kind of pocket dimension vehicle of some kind. And at the back part, there are 4 doors, and there's a line of light, the track lighting line of light atop each one of them, just enough that shows a shiny number on each one of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you guys kind of step forward and are checking things out, as you get about halfway into the room, it says, kind of booms out of nowhere, out of the darkness, and says, "I see you are my new customer. I have sorry, I've had contact with Grimbane, and I understand what some of your needs are. I've taken the liberty of putting on display a few items that might be of interest to you, that fit in your budgets. That would be in viewing room 1. Of course, if there's any items that I have not put on on display, then or you want something custom, we can discuss this. Please go through door 1 to the viewing room 1."
Kira starts walking over to viewing room 1.
Everybody else follow?
Follows.
As Shae is walking over there, she's like, where's that voice coming from?
All right, you all, arigato gozaimasu, thank you. You make your way through the door, and now you come to a room on the other side that is roughly the same size as the room we were just in. Actually, I take that back. It's about half the width, but the same length. And it's also all black walls and black ceilings. But this time there are these glass display cases along the walls and along the center aisle, and they're all lit up with an underglow, and there are various items in them. And at the very end of the room is a platform and a podium. And but standing before you, about in the middle of the room, is this medium-sized, 4-armed insectoid creature. The only I'm gonna have Sindri roll me either arcane or wisdom. Excuse me, arcane or history.
Shae is standing there, mouth open, staring.
It's 19 for arcane.
Okay. Your character is the only one who could potentially know what this race is, because your world is the only race that has it other than Progentica. And this being is called a Thrycreen. And they're basically an insectoid race, the humanoid insectoid race. They look similar to like a mantis in the head, in the back, and the body, but they have bipedal legs and 4 arms. And he says, "I am the ArmsMaster. Welcome to my establishment." Do you say anything with this knowledge of what kind of creature he is, Sindri?
I would. What would I say? I'm just trying to think so as to not be rude at the same time, because obviously we're trying to broker a deal here. So actually, no, I don't think he would. Just on the premise of he doesn't want to appear rude as to talk about him behind his back, sort of thing. I know it's only saying to the group what he's called, but
Sure,
that feels right to me.
I gotcha. Shae is like deer in the headlights. How about what's the reaction from the other two of you?
Thyra has no reaction because nothing is shocking her anymore on Progentica.
Makes sense. All right. How about Merrik?
Merrik doesn't really have a whole lot of outward expression of like strangeness, but 100% is like, so is arms dealer like a pun then? Clearly. Did not see that coming.
So
He does
he
have,
said,
I guess I'll say he has a little bit more of a like.
You just feel the energy shift in the air with Merrik when you.
Like-
There's no outward change. You just can tell something
weird.
shifted.
It's different.
That's
What are you? Yeah.
he says, "I shall go back to my control podium, and I will let you peruse my pastries. I have fine assortment of wonderful, delicious, tasty, delectable pastries that you can find in all of these display cases. But if any of them do not fit what you need, you can let me know, and I can check my inventory up there and bring it forth appropriately."
Fucking
Good
accent
thought.
is breaking me.
What was that, Sindri?
I said that fucking accent is breaking me.
You like it? That's fine. All right.
Especially the pastries.
He makes his way up to the podium and sits in what's probably a stool behind the podium. It's a wide podium, so it's like a little control center with the monitor going across that way, and he just kind of arches his arms like this and watches you guys. And it's up to you to look around the room and see what you can see.
Is there any? Oh, go ahead, BT.
First of all, I'll just greet him because none of us have said hello to him yet, at the least, and just plating. I'm not just going to introduce us, but just hi, thank you for allowing us to see you, sort of thing.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. I'm so glad that you have come to peruse my wares.
Indeed, and if this is all well and smooth, I assume we will be seeing you again in the future.
Perhaps.
And with that, Sindri's going into full exploration mode and going to look at absolutely everything that he can do.
Okay, all right.
Thyra's gonna walk up to Shae and like just bend down and be like, "It's rude to stare."
Oh, I'm sorry. I've never seen anything like him before.
Neither have I.
Would Sindri be able to hear that?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Okay, so Sindri will just walk over and quietly say, "I can tell you about them later. I just don't want to appear rude right now." especially if we're going to get a discount.
Mr. Sindri, there's no pastries here.
Yeah, I don't understand that part. That one is a little bit beyond me. But if she wants to call them pastries, fine.
Wait, you mean he's referring to the stuff as pastries?
Yes,
It appears.
I would assume so. Unless he's got a secret snack bar somewhere. Kind of
So-
hungry now.
So it's possible these might be edible?
I wouldn't try them. And with that, Sindri just walks off and goes back to perusing.
Merrick's gonna lean into the pastry thing and be like, question. Out of all of your desserts, which one do you like the most? Here.
He says, "Oh, I have no favorite. I believe whatever pastry you need should fit the appetite of what your meal you're sitting down for."
How about something quite robust, not very fragile, can take a lot of abuse. Imagine it's going to be thrown at really high speeds.
Apart from the throw, I was going to say Thyra.
Hey, that's
If you want
that
to throw her around.
So before you even peruse, you're gonna go over and talk to him about this custom idea. Okay. I'll have you walk over and we'll do your role play here in just a second with him while they're looking around. Thyra, I'm assuming that you break off from Shae now.
Oh no, Shae is following Miss Thyra.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, Shae's going to follow Thyra. I'm assuming Thyra, you're going to go look in some of the display cases. Okay.
Correct.
While you're looking around and Sindri's looking around, Raven's Edge says to you, "My lady, is it all right if I share some important information with you that might be useful in what you're doing today?"
What? Sorry, that was literally me. I got distracted with what Fate was doing on his screen, not you.
That's all
That
right.
was-
Sorry.
Sorry.
Basically, yeah. He asked you if he can share something with you.
Does he say that out loud or?
No, it's telepathically only to her.
Sure.
He says, I have a newfound ability that only awakened within me recently. I believe it's because of your growing experience. I seem to be, our bond means that as you grow, I do as well. The ability that I have is called dancing, which means that I can, if you so choose, act on my own as a floating weapon. The usefulness is that you can allow me to get into a flank position with your enemy. And since I am indestructible, them attacking me will be a waste of their time. So I recommend, I know you're here primarily to get defensive gear, but I suppose I wanted to share with you it might be worthwhile to look for a magic arm, sword of some kind, a weapon of some kind, as well as a secondary weapon, in case you want to use this tactic.
I appreciate you sharing this, and you should have shared it before I came in here with the intention of getting fresh armor.
My apologies for not sharing it sooner. I didn't find during your conversations today a good opportunity to. I shall endeavor to do better in the future.
Thank you. So yeah, Thyra is looking for some fresh and fancy armor.
Well, you're what kind of armor are you currently wearing? A breastplate?
Chainmail? Like a chain shirt, I think.
I believe it's a chain shirt. Yeah.
A chain shirt. Is it
Sounds
mithril or
right.
is it regular chain shirt?
It was just regular, nothing
Okay.
fancy. That's why she wants fancy.
You find definitely something. There are a few pieces that intrigue you. By the way, all of the gear in this place is magical. Even the non-magic users can tell this just because of the quality of the craftsmanship. They're definitely at least masterworks, but the ArmsMaster does indicate that everything in here is magical, enchanted in some way. And you find a +1 set of full plate, but it's pretty expensive and it would slow you down and make you less stealthy, so you're not too sure about that. You do find a +1 shield, but you also have your eye on a really nice +1 breastplate, which would be good because it would not only increase your AC, but would not impose disadvantage on stealth checks. If that's something, if you wanted to be more mobile, it's really up to you. So you have those as options. There is also a +1 longsword and a +1 mace. Actually, there's 3 different weapons that are magical +1 weapons: a longsword, a mace, and a morning star. I think those are the main things that catch Thyra's eye, and we'll come back to you here in a second while you're thinking about those. Sindri, something catches your eye right away. You find in one of the display cases this really fascinating little bauble that looks like it could come on, keep it together. It could either be like a pin, or it could be attached to a chain to be an amulet. But because of basically what it is it looks like a bit of metal, like almost like a platinum filigree, like a snake that's kind of coiled, and then sticking out the side of it are red and orange feathers at the back end, basically out of the mouth of it, almost like a fire-breathing snake. And what this is after I describe this to you, I need to go back and tell you guys prices. What this is you can use it as a pin or an amulet, or maybe something you attach to a belt, or something you might attach to your staff or to some other item. And it's a spell focus. It effectively gives you +1 to your spell save DC and +1 to your spell attack. And it kind of speaks to you. This thing is like, wow, this is beautiful. And you think that because of the way that the snake is intertwined, your contraption that you created on the end of your staff, that's also the pull-out dagger, right? You think this would fit. It's not very big. This whole thing is really small. And you think it would fit nicely, almost like a keychain on that end, and would integrate very easily. You know, with your skills, you could integrate it very easily. And it is not cheap though. It's 15,000 gold.
You mean credits?
Credits. Sorry, yeah, not gold. Credits.
Knew what you meant.
No, actually, I'm gonna scratch it. It's 12,000 credits. Now back to Thyra real quick. The full plate armor +1.
Quickly nip to the loop.
Oh, okay. The full plate armor +1 is 22,000 credits. The shield +1 is 7,000 credits. The breastplate +1 is 12,000 credits. Yeah, of course. These are the base displayed prices. So, Grimbane did let you guys know that the ArmsMaster is fine with haggling. So it's not a bad etiquette here.
You said the full plate's 22?
Yes.
And the breastplate was how much? 12?
12.
No. 12.
12.
Okay.
And the +1 shield was, what did I say, 7? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There is all the +1 weapons are 10,000 each. Now, you're just kind of following Thyra around, so you're not really, you're looking at stuff and you're just
Jay's being good and trying not to touch stuff.
okay. While you guys are looking at that stuff and deciding, now let's go over to the role play between the ArmsMaster and Merrik. Though you have something custom in mind, something that is in your mind's eye, some delicious, delectable desserts that will only fit a certain way, and nothing on the display works for you for this.
Well, to be fair, I haven't really looked what you have. I was asking if you had something that was robust.
Let me
Or do you have an
understand
idea?
what you're saying. Can you share more? Is this related? I believe Grimbane gave me a special note about you that you were looking for some potentially to make adamantine weapons, adamantite weapons.
Do you have a place that I could demonstrate? I think you wouldn't quite really understand where I'm trying to get to if I just show you what I mean.
Well, it's usually not a good idea to
Fair enough.
cast magic in my domain. By the way,
question.
real quick.
Sorry,
go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, yeah. Sindri,
Hello.
question for you, mate. By
Yes,
any
mate.
shit. I shouldn't resent that, but I won't. Do you happen to have any footage of our combat training, specifically when I throw my darts really, really fast?
I don't know if there's any footage of us, but I should be able to find something of somebody else doing a similar type of spell.
No, because I'm gonna rule just sort of rule of cool that spell is unique to him.
Okay. Would I have access to any footage of it or not?
You mean like
I don't know. I can't
Like
remember.
training video or something from when we did our test?
Yeah.
Did we like record it on our phones,
Yeah.
to just be like, look at how cool I am and post it on?
we'll
And
say
the thing is,
that when you guys went through your testing for the
Licenses?
license authority that they would have let you record your testing for both their and your records. So yes, you can
training purposes
Merrik can
only.
show off that from his
Okay.
device. But if he's not
Cool.
comfortable, he can have Sindri do it.
I, as before knowing that, it would have been that would be something Sindri would do. He'd be like, "Sucker, look at that form. It sucks." Right? I imagine that would be Sindri going like, "This is dirt for later." Well, I guess I could just show you. And then I will then pull up the video and fumble around for a minute, fast forwarding to the part where I'm just throwing the darts and they're going kabooms. I find that spot and then play.
You okay, Stormy?
Did you mute yourself?
Oh, I
Nope.
didn't. I thought I muted myself.
Sounds like you're killing a frog. Sorry, Kermit.
Really, just as I took a drink?
Yes.
Why, mate?
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
No, it's Saturday.
I think I hit some wrong buttons. How does my mic sound? Does it sound different?
Yes.
Cutting it out.
You sound like you're not on.
How about now?
Yeah, it's better.
Sounds good there.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yar.
Wow, I
Wait.
ran out of water. At the really worst
sounds like
time. Okay.
Mm.
What was the last thing?
No, you still sound kind of distant.
Testing.
Yes.
That was clear.
Yes. Yep. Perfect.
Oh, I know what this is.
This is the end.
Marta! This is Sindri!
All right, this should be nice and clear.
Smallest kick ever.
Is this nice and clear?
A druid kick.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Well, that was for
Um,
somebody in chat. Sorry. Got distracted. I keep chat up to keep a check on things.
Yeah,
so yeah, I will get through the video and show them, the technique of using catapult with the darts, and then I'll bring out the darts and be like, I mean, they work well. I'm not going to argue that. It's just replenishing them frequently is tiresome and expensive. I would rather spend money on something that would last a bit longer. Repeated use. Not to mention the advantage of being able to deploy it, as you were, and then redeploy it from wherever it's at without having to go pick it up.
Ah, yeah, I can see
You see-
the appeal of this. This is a unique spell I have not heard of or seen before. I am quite impressed.
No, well, thank you.
I think I might have something. Indeed. I'm going to probably have to have it shipped to you, because I do not have it in my mobile inventory here. But because normally the things that I have here are all armaments and weapons and that type of gear. But what I'm thinking of is there are some high-tech military vehicles that use adamantite ball bearings. And I believe these ball bearings would be ideal for what you were wanting to do with that particular spell skill. And I can't, because of the power of your spell, I can't guarantee that they will be permanently indestructible. But I suspect they will last multiple uses. That type of metal is rare and expensive, but I'm fairly confident that it could be, I could offer you something that's cost effective.
That's fair.
Let me think. I believe I could share, and again, the reason I don't have that on hand is because that's not normally an armament, right? It's a part for a vehicle. And so, my warehouse does have these things. So I will see what I can find. I believe I have a decent store of them.
Okay.
I believe that the best I can do price-wise on those, that's such a unique item and a rare metal, I can't really offer a negotiation on the price of these. But they would be 1,000 credits per ball bearing. And I'm confident that they would last potentially a random number of times up to 8 uses. So basically what I'm going to say is that you roll a D8. And for, we can either do it all ahead of time, you can roll a D8 for each one and know what the number is for each one. Mm-hmm. And not only are you going to roll a D8, but if you roll lower than a 4, then it's automatically a 4. So it's going to be a minimum of 4 to 8.
4 uses. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Do I know enough about? I don't really know much about mithril or anything like that, right? I know.
Yeah.
It's
so your world, Valion,
it's expensive.
It has a different metal. That's yeah. And so you only know about adamantite since you came to this world and have learned a little bit about it. You don't really know much.
Okay. Yeah.
What you know is, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. What you do know is that the properties of adamantite, and the reason why he chose that is it's the strongest metal, and for most applications is effectively indestructible.
Yeah.
Or at least, very, very resistant to destruction. It's very strong. Yeah. And any other metal wouldn't really benefit what you want to do. The orichalcums or the mithronite, or I forget what the other one was, but none of those would hold up any better than your standard steel darts.
Okay. If I were to perhaps request and agree to your grabbing some of these, what would be your relative turnaround time? I know we'll be going on a mission here in the next few days. Would that be something that I would procure after that mission, or would you have it before that? Just curious.
I could have them rush shipped to you tomorrow morning.
All right. I will think on that specifically. My next question for you, before I let loose and just kind of take a look at your bakery, do you have anything, and I understand it might not be here in this viewing room, but potentially, something that would, for lack of a better term, store spells?
I definitely do.
Tunnels over.
You heard that? Yeah. I definitely do have devices like this. Yes. Let me look in my inventory. It's possible. Oh, that's the wrong BG.
What, Starkitty?
No, he doesn't want the 3rd edition.
Oh, did you guys? Are you muted?
Yeah, I just unmuted myself. He was trying to pull the 3rd edition DMP.
All right. So, am I muted or no one's muted?
No.
You're good.
Starkitty was. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
He says, I definitely have something like that in my inventory. Let me check to see if it is something that would show up in viewing room 1 or not.
While you're looking at inventory, could you keep an eye out for any enchanted robes that you might have?
Enchanted robe.
Robes.
Oh, robe. What would
Drop
you?
the
What
accent
sort
so
of
I can say it
enchantments?
properly.
Sort of enchantments do you want on this particular donut?
Anything that would make us more resilient, or anything that could give us some form of benefit as spellcasters. Because that
So you
would
want
work
something
for
that would
either myself or Merrik.
I see. Something that's. I believe I have something over in the display case over there that is worth investigating. It's not exactly what you're saying. It's braces of armor. And it might be more significant AC upgrade than what you currently have. But it's made
Okay.
up.
I know those bracers.
Burn knows those braces.
The hell? Thought I was in the right spot. There we go.
The group, my only reason of thinking that is Sindri has 0 way to defend anything. No armor, no shield spell, no nothing.
You don't have any kind of thing that's boosting your. What's your AC?
My AC is 16.
Right, because your dex
My
and
dragon.
your dragon skin, right?
Yep.
Yeah. With studded fucking leather, I'm only 15.
I was
Yeah, but when you do your
spellcasters.
I'm not going there. Nope.
And
nope.
you've
He's
got
just talking
shield.
about his armor. I'm not talking about abilities. I'm just talking about armor.
fair enough. Well,
But Sindri
by
did
the
say
way,
abilities as well.
Yeah.
you haven't looked yet, but I will say that you guys do also spot a nice set of +1 studded leather armor. There's also a +1 mithril chain shirt, though, that might be better for one of you guys, or
It would
however you want to handle it. So
Neither would.
the mithril chain shirt would actually work for Sindri. The studded leather wouldn't, because he doesn't have armor proficiency. Actually, I guess he doesn't have armor proficiency for the
I've got no armor proficiency,
Yeah.
full stop.
Yeah.
No.
so he can't wear either one of those.
And
But
chain shirt is medium.
Oh, it's the elven shirt that doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
right.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. We tried, bro.
All right.
The
I'm
bracers
looking
are
for
going to be.
the rings of spell storing. Give me a sec.
Yeah, because I had that same issue with Fern. Couldn't wear armor, so I had to do like bracers and a cloak
And the foot wrap.
and wraps.
It might not permanently be a thing that he can't wear armor, but for the now he can't wear armor, so he's a bit squishy.
For the now.
Yeah, the squishy one is the one that gets thrown. Weird.
He says
He's
to
the
you,
smallest.
I'm so sorry, but the only ring of spell storing that I have, which is the primary method. There are other devices that can store spells, but currently in my inventory, the only thing I have is quite a bit out of your price range.
What's the price?
50,000 credits.
Okay.
And what is this?
A ring of spell storing.
The ring of spell storing is the 50,000.
Yes. It will store 1d6 -1 levels of stored spells. Also, while wearing this ring, you can cast any spell stored within it. The spell uses the spell slot, spell save DC, spell attack bonus, and spell casting ability of the original caster, but is otherwise treated as if you cast the spell. So basically, it just lets you store a bunch
Just
of
like what Rylar had.
Yeah, Rylar's ring
Yeah. Okay.
that we never remembered to use.
Oh, he
Yes,
remembered a
we
lot.
You used it quite a few times.
Yeah.
But we never remembered to add new stuff in
You
there.
didn't need to. You had an extra note spell in there. That's all that really matters. In the
Spell.
Yeah. Neat.
No.
No, that's fair. Would Merrik know the concept of layaway?
No.
Yes, because we're paying one.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You do. Yeah, you have layaway with your apartment, so you sort of.
This is the shady guy. I don't see that working.
All right,
Him
so
plan with the black market freaking arms dealer.
Can I put this on layaway? Can I use credit?
Sindri
all right,
does
well,
have something in mind for that for the group for later
I mean,
with this guy.
yeah, that is a bit out of my individual price range at the moment, but I do appreciate you letting me know that you have one, and I would love to keep an eye on that for future use, potentially.
By the way, it's a little bit
Yeah.
different than what you asked for, but I do have one other thing in my inventory that would fit in viewing room 1 and in your budget. That doesn't quite do what is strong as the spell storing, but it's called a Pearl of Power, and it effectively, when you use an action to speak the command word, you can regain an expended spell slot up to 3rd level.
Interesting.
It is 10,000 credits.
All right. Interesting.
At this point, Sindri's just gonna go over to Shae and just wants to ask her something.
She's not touching
Shae.
anything. She promises.
It's gonna be quiet so the dealer doesn't hear, like, specifically, just to have a quick conversation so he doesn't realize interest levels and stuff like that.
Okay.
Realizing the ins and outs of trade and shit. Shae, I don't know if you've any want to get into this side of things, but would you ever want to go down the route of using a ranged weapon? Or if you've heard Thyra mention anything like that either?
I know when I was in ranger training, I was learning how to use a bow and arrow. I know how to use the bow and arrow, but I never really thought about it. I don't think Thyra's mentioned anything either.
Well, just a thought to consider it if you wanted to go down that route. Obviously, we could look into it while we're here. And then Sindri will... I'll get back to you. And then toddles over to Thyra and says exactly the same thing.
To me,
Not knowing that the sword... Yeah, because I don't know the sword's spoken to you about his new ability, so he'll go and say to you, I don't know if... I've just said this to Shae, but I don't know if you've thought about using a ranged weapon at any time, but this would be the time to look for one if you have any desire to look for it.
To be clear, the reason why this sparked in your mind is because in 2 different display cases, there's a +1 short bow and a +1 long bow. Sorry, I'm going to say it. I'm going to do that over again. There's a +1 long bow and a +1 light crossbow.
How it actually came about in my actual thoughts was I was thinking about spell range and I was like, hang on, they don't have any ranged attacks.
Ah, okay.
So I figured Sindri could have the same idea, seeing as that's what I was thinking about. But yeah, he mentions that and then goes back to looking at his little shiny fire-breathing snake.
Shae is still sticking close to Miss Thyra and looking at everything in the display case, going, "Is that edible?"
She's still confused about the pastries.
now Shae, because this is a black market, he's using code words. He's calling it a bakery and calling these pastries as a code word. So it's not really pastries.
Oh, so they're not edible.
Well,
Milo, this changes things.
is there anything that you see that sparks interest in you?
The mace looks interesting. The longbow looks interesting. I don't know much about armor. but maybe you can help me with that, Miss Thyra.
By chance, is anybody writing down the stuff that I said was there?
Yes.
Cool. But I haven't given you the price of the mithril chain shirt, the +1 mithril chain shirt, or the +1 studded leather armor yet, have I?
No, you have. No.
For the +1 studded leather armor, it's 8,000 credits. For the mithril chain shirt +1, it's 12,000 credits.
So you said that you have interest in the longbow.
Shae knows how to use one.
Is that something you actually wish to use?
Yes and no.
Why no?
Cause Shae likes to follow Miss Thyra's example and get right in their face too.
She pats her on the head.
Cause I think you're
Well
the one
then.
that told me the closer you get, the easier it is to hit.
That is true. Bows are a valuable weapon, though. That is only if you do truly want to use one. If you want to continue to be up close and personal, you must upgrade your armor.
This is true.
What are you currently wearing?
I am currently wearing
Studded, right? Studded leather, I think.
Yes, just regular studded leather.
Yeah. No one has anything magical except for Raven's Edge, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
What's your AC?
15.
You two have the same AC.
Dex, studded leather. We have the same.
True.
We have the
Forgetting
same
about the
dexterity.
conversation.
We all have the same dexterity bonus.
Fact, everybody. 4 of us have a 16 in Dex.
And Shae and Merrik are wearing the same class of armor, so
What's armor?
it's what we. You know what? It's like your sarcasm, but physical.
So just to be clear, the mithril chain shirt is something that Merrik can use.
But it's considered light armor.
But obviously, it's something that you can use too. Or, but there's also,
There's the
the
plus studded leather.
the studded
too.
leather. Yeah,
There's also the bracers.
the
Which I
bracers.
do believe.
Yeah.
I believe that.
So he has 2 sets of bracers. He has a bracers AC3 and a bracers AC4. The price of those are 8,000 and 16,000 respectively. Sorry, 8,000 and 14,000. The music isn't too loud, is it? Is it, guys? I have it a little bit louder than usual because it felt kind of faint in the videos. It's good? Okay, great. Thank you.
I actually heard it briefly then.
But Shae will defer to Miss Thyra's expertise on weapons and armor. Or maybe have Miss Thyra counsel me on what I should pick. Because Shae's trying her best not to touch anything and break things.
Hey, God, I love Shae so much. Anyways, I do believe that you need to upgrade your armor.
Thanks, Will Squid.
Squidfish is here.
Love you. Appreciate you. All right.
So I lost my train of thought.
Upgrade your armor.
I do believe that we need to upgrade your armor. I will say that I think these bracers, the +4 bracers, should go to Sindri. Right? Consider you wear those? Would I know that? I'm just gonna start barking orders.
Yeah.
Like I know what I'm talking about.
I mean, if you can, it's going to come down to, you know, what you guys can afford both individually and or together if you want to pool your money.
I think we've already said that it's a group fund, but we've just got it split separately from now because in case we needed to have split cash.
Yeah. I think your characters had enough meetings to go, you know what, we want to make sure everybody's well equipped. So if that means one person helping out another, that's fine. But Sindri, did I tell you the price of that spell focus?
I thought it was 8K.
12.
It was 12?
Or 12?
It was 12K. Yeah.
Yeah, because you said 15 and then dropped it to 12. Which means that I'd have to get the +3 if I was going to keep, just spend my 20k.
So the ArmsMaster says, is there anything that now that you have had the chance to peruse what I have, this is not my entire inventory, not even close. So if you have some requests the way Merrik did, I am quite happy to discuss with you and figure out what your ultimate dessert is, what tasty treat will appease your appetite.
I'm going to turn immediately to Shae and go, he's speaking in the code. He's asking if you want different weapons or armor.
Oh, okay.
So let's finish up with Merrik and then we'll move on to others. Merrik, was there any other custom things you were thinking of besides what we've already discussed? Or is there anything in the display case that you like?
I mean, a lot of it's all really nice. I have to say, I like the selection that you have here. I'm also excited to, at some point, see more of it. To be fair, honestly, I am torn. I do want to pick up the ball bearings for sure. However, I'm okay with not having them rush to me tomorrow. I have done this far with what I have, and I'm okay with that. And I know that good things come to those who wait. So,
well, to be honest, there's no extra fee for me to rush it to you. It was the normal way that I would have it. It's kind of the way I operate. It would not be something that I would. It's going to show up tomorrow. Whether if you decide you want it, it'll show up tomorrow. Got this.
Got it. I thought that I misinterpreted his rush delivery as additional cost. I think from Merrick's perspective, if he ordered something and had it rush delivered on Valion, that would cost more. Maybe not necessarily substantially more, but So an assumption there.
Right.
Okay. You said 1,000 per ball bearing.
Yes.
Okay. But I know it's out of my price. I really do want that ring. Can you give me just a few minutes while I pace around and think?
Don't forget.
I would actually
Also have the pearl, which is more affordable.
Yes.
All right.
I would like to gather the four of us and discuss.
Okay. So she gathers the four of us to discuss.
So Stormy gets a break from talking.
Yes, it's perfect. Thank you. I'm gonna go pee while you guys do
Thank
that.
you, Silverwolf. Well, I personally am quite interested in the breastplate and the shield. I think that Sindri should get the brooch.
Agreed. I think that's a hard thing to pass up.
Those two bracers. So, excluding the pearl, everything that I'm looking at, which is the breastplate, the shield, the mace for Shae, mithril armor, studded armor, bracers for the 2. It comes out to 83K, not including that pearl.
And the pearl was how much?
10K.
So it's within our budget. With negotiations.
It would be 93K if we included the pearl.
And 0 ball bearings.
And 0 ball bearings.
Question.
I do think that ring is something that we could just
Shae?
pick up next time when we come back from mission.
Shae's kind of good with numbers, but I think we're gonna be a little over with everything.
At this point,
I think
telepathically with all 4 of you, Raven's Edge chimes in and says, of course, do not forget that you have a couple of people who could work together to negotiate, perhaps get a better price. I believe Grimbane indicated that the ArmsMaster is okay with haggling.
Sindri was already planning on this.
In response to Raven's Edge, though you may be right, and I have not forgotten that, if we are unsuccessful and we still want everything, I feel it's appropriate to ensure that we can afford what we want at face value and then go for less. I would be fine with paying what we're paying, try to get a better deal. However, I am fine without the armor.
So you're okay without getting the mithril armor and getting the pearl and a couple of ball bearings?
No, I don't need the pearl.
You just want the ball bearings.
And I want that ring.
But
I understand the ring can come later. But if it's 1,000 credits per ball bearing, that's not a lot. It is, and it isn't. I understand that. So I would like to maximize my credits. That's a strange sentence for me to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually gold, silver, copper. Wasn't fancy enough for platinum.
It's okay, Mr. Merrik. I don't quite understand it either. I'm used to trading.
Speaking of trading, good sir.
Stormy.
I'm sorry, what?
Stormy's interacting with chat right now.
My bad.
Should.
My bad.
Oh.
We're supposed to be chat dark, Stormy.
Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry.
If it's not too forward, I understand you are open to some types of negotiations.
Well, yes, of course,
well.
my lovelies. I want to make sure that you leave satisfied customers.
Got it.
And, you know, it's normal for a merchant to make deals with with customers. I would hope that I could make a good enough deal this time that can ensure you come back for more business with me in the future.
Absolutely. Along with that, out of curiosity, if say we were to make it to, you know, one of the Briar Worlds, right?
The Barbary
I'm pretty
Worlds?
sure you're about to suggest what I was thinking of.
Right. The
Barbary Worlds?
Barbary Worlds. Briar, Barbary, something. Into one of the Barbary Worlds, and there was a resource, or I don't know if there was any artifacts of types that you may be looking for that we could then use for future negotiations if you would like X, Y, and Z, and if we come across that and deliver. What would those things be, man?
Well, to be honest, I have enough influx on my plate that I don't have any specific needs at the moment. It all boils
Okay.
down to when I have meetings with people like yourselves who need something custom. At the current moment, I don't have any personal requests, but that doesn't mean that I can't share one with you in the future.
One question relating to that.
Mhm.
If we were to offer you first look at anything we bring back from the Barbary Worlds, what kind of discount would you be inclined to give us, as we would be clearly coming back to the shop to see you, A, to give you first look at anything we bring back, but also repeat custom?
Well, perhaps Grimbane didn't make this quite clear, but I'm not your normal merchant. As you can tell, I try and stay mobile and move around and not stay in one place at a time, because I do not want to catch wind of the authorities.
Yeah, he made us aware of that.
Well, the thing is because of that, I'm not your typical merchant. It's not necessarily that easy to make arrangements to see me sometimes, because I could be in a far-off city or even in another country. And so it's really, I can't say that I wouldn't be welcome to seeing what you have on offer. If you find something unique and interesting and you want to hold it for me, I would say that something of incredible interest or power, and you wanted to hold it for me. The problem I see is, how do you get it past the Omega Corps? That will be the difficult part. So they have ways of knowing what sort of equipment you have when you come through the teleportations. So, but if you could find a way to get unique items through, and you wanted to use them to bargain, or perhaps you get permission from them to keep it, that's fine too. And you want to bring it to me first, or ignore their offer if they offer you something for it. I would give you not necessarily a discount on what I sell, but I would give you more than anybody else would for that item.
Fair enough.
Every corporation we've interacted with has left a bad taste in my mouth, personally.
Oh,
Private's always better.
Yeah.
I'd rather support local business.
well, we thank
have-
you.
We do have quite a bit of items that we're looking to get today.
To share with me what you all are thinking. Did you all decide what are the items that you want to try and negotiate for?
Can we bulk negotiate, or would you rather negotiate per item?
I will leave that up to you, whichever. I don't mind either way.
I just want to make sure that the rest of my team is okay with the items that we're considering.
Well, then let me help you with it. We will make a list of the items and who you want it to go to, and I will write it down, and then we can work on it together. I always want to make sure my customer service is up to snuff.
And that's why you go private.
I do have interest in the breastplate and the. Actually, before I say that, actually, what does the shield look like? This is actually going to decide whether or not I get the shield.
Sure, I understand. It's a heater shield with one of the this kind of shape, and it's slightly curved, and it has not embroidered. That's not the right word. Etched. It's kind of a silver color, but has a
one of those old style medieval golden dragons on the front, and it's etched in, and it's but it's of a goldish color.
Does it look like it could be carved on?
Yes.
I don't like the look of it.
You prefer like a round shield?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, remember he did say you could ask if he has other items.
I do hate to be vain, but this type of shield does not pique my interest.
Oh, don't worry about being vain, darling. If we want to make sure your appetite is appeased. If this particular croissant is not right for you, then we will find one that does. I understand that you all want a certain aesthetic taste in your mouth when you have your dessert. This was just something that I had in inventory that I thought might fit the bill. Do you have a particular visual preference for a type of shield?
I turn around and show him my shield that I have up on my back.
I have something. So, if I remember correctly, we indicated that your shield looks similar to that one, or not? Just that it's a round shield.
But she also did like some carving on it.
Right.
Which is a very important aspect.
I see. Actually, I'll for funsies. He says, "Very good. Just a moment." He plays on his little console and hits a button, and you all hear and see the shield in that display case vanishes, and in its place a round one appears. It's very similar in style to that. It's closer in style to that than your shield is to that.
But is there actually like carvings and decorations on the front of it?
Yes, but there's room for you to add more.
You have none that is plain.
Oh, let's see. I do have one. It's both steel and wood. And he brings it forth, again, magically replacing it. So you guys, the two spellcasters immediately get the sense this whole truck is like a giant bag of holding. And he can call forth whatever he wants with his little console. So the next shield is one of those shields where the outer part is like all metal and has rivets all the way around, and then the centerpiece is round with it's kind of a bulbous, like a cup of a cup sticking out, and then there are 4 iron bands going out, and then basically the corners in the center are wooden, but it's a dark oak wood, and you think that either the round spot or those square spots would be a perfect place for you to carve interesting runes. And he says, because this is not one of the more popular options, the price of this one is a little bit cheaper, automatically. What was the regular price of the +1 shield before?
7K.
7K?
7K.
This one is 6K. So, would you like me to help you all make a list and see what we can come to?
It will make sense.
So it looks like, what does the breastplate look like?
The breastplate is a standard, breastplates in medieval fantasy weren't just a breastplate. It's a breastplate that also has, like arm guards and knee guards and chainmail attached to it. Like it's a type of armor, right? But the main bulk of it is that it's like the metal chest piece of
full plate armor, but it's only the metal chest piece of the full plate armor, right?
Yeah.
And that's what a breastplate is. This one is, it has, he indicates that right now it looks, it's got that normal kind of shape that goes down like this, where it's like riveted at the center, and then on the sides, and then there's kind of a little bit of it's very medieval looking. A little bit different than you're used to. Obviously, you're used to Viking, but it's not necessarily some sort of antithesis. In fact, if you saw this in one of your Viking towns, you'd be like, "Oh, that's kind of neat and different." But it's he indicates because it is magical, it will resize magically to fit you, and it will probably grow, metallic cups to fit, if that makes sense.
That is not my concern.
Duh.
My concern was if it was decorated by anything. Just
like that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, my concern is if there's decorations or filigree on it, I'm going to ask for one that has none of that.
Oh, this one's already very plain.
Perfect. That is all.
Sorry, we should have jumped to that. My bad. It's all right. It's fine. That's really cool that you have that. Is it real metal or is that plastic?
Say that from the start.
Metal.
Wow.
I've shown it off on my stream a couple times for a show and tell.
Did you get it from a Ren fair?
No. Got it online.
I love it.
It's just
so this breastplate has a back
chair.
has a back plate too.
He has the back plate.
Oh, he does. Okay, fair enough. Wow. Cool.
Nice.
Thank you for sharing that. Very neat.
It
right.
was originally for Locris.
So,
Guess now it's for Thyra.
Yes. Well, I'm looking at, from what I have gathered of me and my companions, it looks like we are seeking to get the breastplate.
okay, let me write everything down. Hang on, give me a sec. Breastplate +1.
12K. Just right. I'm also telling you the prices that you gave me.
Perfect.
My nice and simple shield for 6K. The +1 mace for 10K. The +1 studded armor for 8K. The bracers +3 for 8K. Bracers +4 for 14K. And then the dragon brooch for 12K.
Question:
You're too fast. What was the bracers for?
14K.
Bracers at 4 were 14. Why are we getting 2 set of bracers?
Well, one for Shae, because she wants to be up close and personal. And then one for...
But doesn't the bracers only work if you're not actually wearing armor?
Is that true?
Yeah, bracers won't work with armor. They replace the armor bonus.
Then never mind. We'll get the +4 bracers, so knock that off.
So you want me to knock off the +4 or the +3 bracers?
+3.
Oh, so get rid of the +3?
So keep the 4.
Yeah.
Keep the 4.
Keep the 4 for Sindri.
All right, what's the next?
And then it's that dragon brooch for... You said 12K?
Neck brooch. Yeah, 12.
Yeah. What's the total of all of that? That's what I'm gonna need to know. Shae, you good with those decisions? Would you prefer the mace or the bow?
I thought I needed armor.
So I'm reading 62K for all that. Is that correct? Let's see. Let me double check. It's 10. Force 10. 20. Right?
Please. Thyra's doing math.
62?
Go on math.
Wait a minute.
Ace him on math.
So 12, 6.
What's that? Math with a halo.
10,
No. That's not right.
8, 14, 12.
No, they don't have a halo. It was just my humor going through it.
Yeah. 62, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shae, the +1 studded armor's for you.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah. That one's yours.
Oh, okay.
Or would you prefer the mace or the bow? I know you expressed interest. I'm just curious to know what you would like.
Well, so Shae feels more comfortable with 2 weapons in her hand than the, but she knows how to use the bow. She has one in her room that she kind of forgets to bring with her on missions.
Fair enough. Then we'll stick with the mace.
In which
then.
case, I definitely recommend not getting the bow if you've got one already and don't bring it.
Okay.
So, just to be clear, I'm going to relist these for you guys. Breastplate +1, shield +1, mace +1, studded leather +1, dragon brooch, and bracers 4. I thought you were also wanting the ball bearings, or are you want to negotiate your stuff separate?
I wanted to wait to see what that costs to figure out how many I can actually get. Because if I'm like, I want 20, then it's like, well, then where are we sacrificing for?
Oh.
Yeah, so it's easier for me to.
Right. To be clear, right now, he thinks he can only rush ship you 8 is the max.
An 8 it is.
So you want me to add that in there then?
Yeah.
The man type BBs, 8K. So
Should be 70K.
yeah, currently 70K.
Question about the pearl. Player question about the pearl.
Yeah.
Is that a one-time use thing, or is it like once a day? It says crush
I'm gonna
it, so I imagine 10K for
I'm gonna
single
rule
uses.
that's a once a day. It's not it doesn't use it up. I mean, it may say something different in the book. I don't know. It may say what I just said. Either way, though, I want this particular one is reusable.
Well, if you can only really get 8 ball bearings, then I might as well just pick up the pearl then.
And what did I say the pearl was?
10. So overall, it's an even 80K.
That's
At
what I
the
have.
moment, no real haggling yet.
He says that's what that's what the math comes out to. Yes.
I'll turn to everybody. So I would say I'm more than happy to stick with these prices. If we can't get anything lower, are you guys okay with that?
I'm taking it. You guys step aside and say that.
Yeah.
Inevitably. Yeah.
I mean,
We're gonna
it's all
walk away
going to
with
help.
everything.
So
Yeah. We're gonna walk away with it, all of this stuff anyway.
Personally, I think 10% would be a reasonable discount to ask for, seeing as it's quite a lot of money. I don't know if any of you want to try for a bigger discount than that, but we also don't want to insult him.
I would let my 2 charming folks go deal with that negotiation.
Sindri, how do you feel about just 75?
Just a flat 75?
Yeah. No percentages, just.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's undercutting what you said. But
it's
So,
under what I
like,
said, but
I want to
think
get.
he would
I'm going to
accept
have
it.
all of you kind of roll me an insight.
All of us?
Yeah. Into the demeanor of the ArmsMaster.
Okay.
13.
Okay. You don't really. He seems about as sincere and normal as you think. And
23.
23,
Yes.
17.
17.
26.
All three of you get the sense, to some stronger degree than others, obviously, that he is very open to, like, that the prices are a little bit conflated, and that he's open to good, fun haggling. He seems that personality-wise, you kind of get the sense that he would be totally fine if you wanted to try a little harder than what you're suggesting to each other right now. There's a potential. If you think the best strategy would probably to have Sindri be the primary and Merrik be the support.
Then, Sindri, if you think you can push for more, then
I mean, with bartering, there's always back and forwards. We offer, they counter offer. So you don't just offer a price and they go, yep, that's fine. So if we ask for more discount than we want, I mean, we've all said we're already happy paying the price flat, so
Start with
anything we get is a
65.
bonus.
Start with 65. The goal is to have it at 75.
when did you start reading numbers?
I always have.
Just curious.
Might I add a bit of wisdom to your conversation, milady? Raven's
Sure.
Edge says, I think it might be worthwhile to do what you all were originally going to do, and that is to negotiate for a percentage discount. You might offer a fairly large one at first, and then back that off until you see a good deal, instead of pigeonholing yourselves into a specific number amount that you're okay with. See if you can do better than that, just simply by negotiating for a percentage amount.
Sindri
I'll leave it to
would
you.
back that up purely on his trader background.
I defer to you, sir.
All
I
right.
just feel we could be paying a lot of money for something he paid 30,000 credits for. And that's a big markup. Equally, he might have paid 70k for it, but we don't know.
Yeah.
But I doubt
So,
So do you want
trust your
to,
ability haggle.
Yeah, do you want to do the... I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead, Druid.
I trust your ability to haggle. Start with like 30%.
I think that's a good number to start off, knowing that we're not going to get it. But he will also know that we're not going to get it. So, good place to start.
You'll enjoy it.
All right. You begin the
Taking
negotiations
word for it.
with him.
Yep.
So obviously you can't knock the quality of his goods or the ease with which he's helped you and anything like that. What is going to be your negotiation argument that will try and persuade him to lower the price by 30%? Give me an argument. I'm still going to have you roll, but I want to kind of hear you role play what your argument might be.
I'm not too sure on that because I presented my argument earlier.
The quantity of product that we're taking.
It's a lot of money in one go.
Yeah.
And we are likely, depending on his availability, we are likely to be spending similar amounts of money, if not more, in the future.
This is an investment in his.
Okay, so that's the
The
argument
more
you make.
protected we are, the
Okay.
more likely we are to come back and maybe have stuff to offer him too.
Mhm.
So you basically reiterate that stuff to him. He says,
Yeah.
and you're wanting a 30% discount for this. I'm sorry, that is quite a bit too steep of a discount because then I might be getting close to my margins. Of course, I want to
appreciate
help
that.
you all, but I need to keep a profitable business. What say you a 10%?
$22.
Hmm. 18.
Present discount.
Hey, what? Nice round number, 20. It's halfway between both of our second offers.
Roll me your what is the roll?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Say
Yeah,
persuasion.
I need to look at this one, not that one, because that one hasn't updated. I got an 18.
Well, I rolled a 2. He said, you know, you all are quite charming, and Grimbane speaks so highly of you, so I will agree to this. It's a bit steeper than I would normally like to go, but I am okay with this discount. In fact,
If it makes it feel any better, I can promise you're the first person we'll call next time we need some gear. Whether your availability is a thing, but we will try to get to you first.
here's what I'll do, okay? I'll give you the 20% discount on all these items.
That's
I will-
pretty funny.
We'll also throw in one of the other +1 weapons, if you wish, as a
We'll take the bow.
bonus. He was referring to, he says, the bow is a bit rarer. It would be one of the melee weapons.
Did he happen to have a dagger?
Not on display, but of course he'd have one.
In similar price.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Does
throw
anybody
in. He's
object?
basically saying he'll throw one
Yeah.
+1 magical weapon into the deal. And he says, but he definitely wants you all to commit to being exclusive with him, at least for
Dependent on his
selling
availability.
items. He understands that there's going to be opportunities for you to get stuff from the vendors of the Omega Corps and some other potential merchants that might be out there. But he asks that you kind of commit to at least the next 3 rare, interesting relics that you find. You bring to him first to let him give you the first offer.
That sounds
I find
good to
that
me.
acceptable. And I will just kind of throw this out there that more than likely, if we need anything, if you're available, you're the first one to come look to, and then everybody else after that. You're our first choice. As long as you are available. I mean, of course, if you are out doing other things, then and we need something, we'll have to get what we can, but I would love to come to you first. Is that fair?
Of course. Well, I guess it depends on how busy you get. If you all do lots of missions and come here often, then I will make sure that my pattern of travel stops here more often, or at least stops in a place where it's convenient for you to use it to get to.
Makes sense.
Which
Can I take it
+1 magical weapon would you like thrown as a bonus item, as a sort of gift to cement our new friendship?
The dagger, okay. Does anyone object to that?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Lovely. I would love a dagger. So what? 20% of 80 is what? 16, right?
20% of 80 is 16, yes. So basically, we're looking at you drop the price down to 64K.
Excellent. And then
How do you want to
I would say
split that up out of the party fund?
yeah, divide that by 4 and just kind of give it the closest.
Say again, Fate, I'm sorry.
I would arguably say divide it by 4 if this is what we look at as a communal fund, but we just happen to have individual pieces. I think splitting it as close to 4 ways as possible. Merrik is happy to take the odd excess, if that makes sense.
It does.
16K per person.
Oh, is it just even?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now that the transaction is done, Merrik has another question.
Oh, yes. By the way, thank you for a wonderful deed.
Thank you. I look forward to our continued patronage and our arrangement.
As do I.
I do have another question for you. It doesn't particularly pertain to your delicacies, but somebody who knows a wide variety of individuals and interacts with a wide variety of individuals. What do you know about a black-faced man in a purple robe in a black crown? I've heard stories. I'm just curious.
I've heard stories of this being too. The legends say many things. What have you heard? I will either confirm or add to what you know.
I don't know much. I know that they've been around for quite some time. They are, not a new story on the block, as it were.
Are you referring to the King of Midnight stories?
That is one of the stories that I have heard.
Yes.
Yes. Excuse me.
Or I think others call him the Dark God of Secrets too. Those are fun stories.
Those legends have been here in Progentica for as long as I can remember.
You know anybody who's ever met him?
I have met adventurers that claim to have had interactions with him, yes.
Interesting.
Any names they called him by?
Just the ones that your friend Shae indicated.
How do you know my name?
Well, Grimbane shared these details with me.
Oh.
Of course, I do
You've
background
also said
checks.
it a couple of times out loud, silly.
Huh?
You've also said we've said your name a couple of times out loud there, silly. We know he's got ears.
Of sorts.
Anyway, yeah, I have a fascination with magic, and a legend of such, as you can infer, would either be someone very powerful, and would have probably things that I might want in my endeavors. So, I believe they called it passion project. Nothing super serious. I'm just curious because all I can find are the same set of stories. I haven't heard anything else of any amount of tangible validity, and stories can be easily misconstrued, retold in many ways. So I figured someone of your nature, with the amount of interactions you have, I'm sure you've heard plenty of wild things.
I have heard many good stories. Perhaps
as we become better friends in the future, maybe we will break meal together and have real dessert and tell stories. But for now, I thank you for your patronage, and we'll make sure that your shipment arrives early tomorrow morning. And there you go. And he, of course, he makes sure to distribute all your items and everything else. Any other questions before you go?
For his response and then to end it and be like, thank you for coming. Can I insight check that to see if I can tell that he has more information on that, or he seems to? I have a feeling I might not be able to get anything good because he's an insectoid thingy majigger, and I probably can't read it as well, but I would love to try.
Roll.
Would you say that's cocked or not cocked?
That's it. No.
No? Okay. 16. Rolled an 8.
16, rolled an 8.
He says, are you... You get the sense that maybe he knows more than he's telling, but you're not 100% sure. He could have just been being genuine with you.
Fair enough.
So, as he's handing Shae her stuff, before she accepts it, she looks at him and goes, Shae is very, very sorry for staring at you when we first walked in. Apologize.
He says,
I know staring is impolite.
no worries. I thought it was just perhaps a mating ritual of your people.
A what?
He's not offended, Shae.
Just nod and walk away, Shae.
And
say bye.
Appreciate your kindness.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So you head back out, and I think this is a good, perfect place to take a quick break, or 10-minute break. And then when we come back, you guys can arrange to interview the new crew member, or at least the one mission crew member.
Interrogation time.
I fucked up. I need help.
What do you
I
mean?
need help.
With what?
Well, as I'm trying to remove it, it got itself caught on the button, and I can't get it off because I keep smashing the clip. So you leave it on. Alrighty. See you guys in a bit.
See you in a few.
See you in a few, guys. We're going to go to intermission scene. Enjoy the intermission. Intermission montage to entertain you.
It's gonna be a montage.
Someone clip that. Ooh, that's clever. Man, high five me. Do it like...
Which
Wait, am I going right?
Yeah, that one. Dude, I'd like to say I was 100% not trying to remake that clip, but I genuinely had no freaking idea because this is a new scene.
Someone clip that. All right.
Fuck.
Ryder's like, wait, let me help you. Let me help you. Blessings of goo upon you. And he gives you guidance.
It's an extra D4, right?
I hope someone clips that. Yeah, I believe it's an extra D4 for guidance, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for the 50.
I dropped the dice.
All right, 18.
I'm gonna do the there.
Are you doing the monkey toes thing?
Did you guys see that?
Yeah. We all saw that.
I'm sure somebody's gonna clip it now.
$5? No, just...
Huh?
That'll be $5 thing? No, just kidding.
Has come in handy somewhat. I didn't know fighting would be this much fun. I'm looking forward to what happens next. P.S. Journal, why does Miss Thyra's sword call her Dommy Mommy? I'm not sure. I don't know what that means.
Oh, I'm so glad I muted. I knew I had to myself.
Oh, shit.
I broke everybody, including me.
Every week. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Athletics check to keep from being pushed back by the momentum of a 40-pound, sack of gnome being thrown at you. Sack of gnome.
At least you didn't say the gnome sack.
Gnome sack.
Oh, that's funny because that's what I was about to say.
Someone don't clip that.
All right, and the Bob Ross moment has ended.
Eating my butt. Freaking chair.
Thyra's gonna walk up next to Sindri and just look down at him and go, "Uppies."
It was it's weird because it's you feel it, but you feel it coming from it. It's not like you felt it. You felt the experience of it, and it's the same kind of relief of, wow, I've been working so hard out in the field and I'm so hungry, and you eat a meal, or I just, had some great sex. It's just one of those kinds of feelings. It's just like, oh.
You see how short Druid is in your chair.
Say less.
This is I love it. This is awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to say I love the scarf you've chosen for today, buddy. It looks amazing with your outfit.
Oh, damn, you tall.
Very posh, very fashionable. Holy crap. Wow, it really does cut off like
It looks like Druid's so far in the background.
She's only right there.
She looks miniature now. Like she's like a half a mile behind you.
Jay has a super semi-unimportant question not related to anything.
Yes, Shay.
Absolutely.
What is milk toast?
Honestly, that is a.
That is a good question. I don't know what milk toast is.
Not a clue.
What? You guys are a bunch of ignoramuses. Milk toast is toast drowning in milk. Glowing a bluish color. And it's built into...
same color?
It's built into the wall sconce as well.
The same color, the same blue glow.
Emmeline turns to look at the wall sconce and go, "Hey, Fern."
And it doesn't give off any heat.
Fern is sneaking up towards the top behind Miss Ray.
I'm like, Fern, is this the same color?
It is the same color. It's the same blue glow.
Thank you for indulging us there, Druid.
You're welcome.
She was the one who screwed him over twice.
Oh, yeah, no, totally.
He hates her most of all. And, yeah.
Did you see the little spider legs go?
You see little spider poop come out?
Oh, you made me silk.
Inflict wounds, chromatic orb, burning hands, armor of Agathis, command, entangle, thunderwave.
Why would anybody want their hands to burn?
God damn it.
I was alright with that until it just went, God damn it.
Yeah. Because I almost just...
See StarkItty laughing at her own joke.
I almost spit coffee everywhere. Thank you.
I was laughing at the reaction.
Shay, listen.
So you have defeated. Oh, and I didn't even whip it out. I had a figure for the scarecrow. It's not an actual scarecrow, but it looks kind of like a scarecrow. I'll show it off.
Broke BT.
I did?
Yes.
Whip it out, baby.
I think I know what comic.
It's about proud.
All right.
Just swing the breeze.
I think you broke Aries too.
I think Aries broke Aries.
The wang of Stormkeep.
What?
Can we get that on a t-shirt?
Can I yeet the gnome?
So it depends on where you want to yeet, but yes, you could yeet him.
Directly
you could yeet him over
at
to him
Merrik.
to catch, or you could
Straight
yeet him to one of these
Merrik.
squares.
No, I want directly at Merrik.
Tonight's episode 74. Well,
comes about because of last week's episode 73. And so
And before episode 75.
okay,
Power for that one.
that's right. So
Okay, Storm is still processing.
Yeah, I'm still processing that episode.
I need to get with my producer and get this one fired. No, I'm just kidding.
What you talking about? I am a producer.
Oh, right. I don't know if you can use the processing ability. Oh, he tricked me. Damn it.
I applaud you, BT. Applaud you.
What a dick.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch the tip
You're
too.
gonna touch the tip?
You're going to touch the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
So
Yeah.
the tip of your finger to the tip of the sword. Tip to tip. You give it a little poke.
Because we're
You give it a
sword
little
fighting.
poke.
Okay.
God, someone's going to clip this. I fucking know it. All right. And
Okay, this is Sperm talking, okay? The best part about it is that you could put a little dice in his mouth. And it looks extra derpy. You can't really tell. Stop. Hide your face.
I'm about to spit my tea out.
You're gonna get along with Merrik really well, I think.
Shay's just kind of standing there going,
Oh, yeah. I'll get along with Merrik. I'll get along. He's good. He's good. He's a good guy, I guess. You know, he's got that creative flair for shit. You know, I like the creative people. They got the impulse. You know, they got that creative juices flowing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Yeah, definitely. And, oh, look at this. I love my new master. She's awesome. Look at her. She's just tough on everything. She's my dommy mommy. Oh, yeah. And then over there, oh my God, look at that sexy little beast. Look at that sexy little Sindri. Look at you. Boy, you're so hot. I'll bet you got a third leg under there, don't you? You know what I'm saying?
oh, BananaTom, you're awesome.
Yes, he is.
Say poor fate. Talk shit. How dare you talk shit? I will end you.
Now the creature, it goes,
Lord of potatoes.
you know, it took me a moment to process this. Yep, I said it. But
I just had this intense urge to just like pet you. Like this. So, intrusive thoughts. Yeah.
I just can't right now.
as she says that to you, and you all are processing what you're experiencing, damn it. I got myself on that one.
It's the best word for it, though.
And fireball, obviously.
I took us live. I hope you don't mind. Since we're
I'm not
sitting here
bothered.
chatting, I figured we'd chat with chat.
Added
Hi,
you to chat.
I find it funny that Stormy's like, I took us live, I hope you don't mind, as he does it instead of asking you before. Like, you have no choice, BT, we're going live now.
Yeah, I voluntold you.
Voluntold. Nibiru, I just poked you in the eye, you muppet. Come here. Go say hello to everyone.
Oh, did you, puppers?
Hello, Naboo.
Oh,
See
hello,
all the bright
Naboo.
lights?
How is the puppers doing today?
He's okay. Just as sleepy and grumpy as ever.
Thank you,
Very
Spiker.
full, apparently. 'Cause that's a
I'm
very
so
full
happy to
belly.
be back and so happy to have you guys here. You did, but thank you again. I really appreciate you.
Yes, I know the last 2 weeks Stormy has been missing out on D&D, but he's been sleeping to recovers.
Yeah, I wish I could have used the time productively, but nope.
I think it was quite productive for you to get better.
Yeah,
So
agreed. Thank you, Tash.
Yes, Raditash, what happened was Stormy hit 100,000 followers, and then he got COVID.
Yep.
That was his welcome to 1,000 club.
Yeah.
Yep.
I dodged it for 4 years. And then it hit me hard. She dodged it for 4 years too, and it was like a minor cold to her.
Yeah, I just thought it was allergies.
Storm COVID and COVID Kitty.
I am Spiper. I'm feeling much better. Of course, as you guys have seen tonight, I still have this horrendous cough, but I'm finding ways to manage it, and I thank you all. Drew, thank you, sweetie. Oh, Basho. Hello.
wait,
That's weird.
Uh-oh.
we got
We lost you in stream together. Shall I
Oh no, wait.
It's a good thing this happened during intermission.
Beep, 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 beep.
Oh wow, you managed to dodge it after having it.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
First year and I've not had it since.
I've had it twice.
I know, I
twice
remember.
Officially, probably 3 times, because I remember when it first hit, Drew and I were like hella sick, but we didn't know what it was. And we're like, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But either way.
Ow.
Wow.
Yeah. I still have a weird thing with taste.
Yeah,
It's not
DeMarco,
as,
I lost my sense of smell too. It's slowly recovering. For me, the weird thing is my sense of taste was amplified instead of reduced. Everything tasted, the actual taste of it tasted more potent and stronger. In fact, water took on a taste. It was this weird, sickly, sweet taste. And so it was hard to drink water during the time, but it passed over the weekend, that part. Except for the smell. The smell hasn't come back completely. It's about halfway there.
Hey, Thyra, what's your AC at now?
20.
Same.
Are you serious?
Whatever, bro.
So
He has a secret.
how's it 20? So because you got the +4 plus
Yeah.
Yeah,
plus
he had
4 onto 16, 20.
+4 for the bracers, +3 for your dex is 17. Right.
Where's the other 3 coming
Where's the
from?
other 3 coming from? I know some portion of it is your dragon skin, but I thought that was only a +1.
It's +3.
It's a +3?
Yeah.
It's based on your proficiency or what?
Nope, it's not based on proficiency, it's just a flat +3.
Oh, okay. But he's got tough skin.
And I'm going to start getting resistances later. Well, I've already got fire resistance.
What's yours?
My AC?
Mhm.
16. It went up by 1.
And
Yay.
Merrik didn't pick up anything protective, right?
No, but you just got a +1 dagger.
And the
And your
pearl of
ball
power
bearings.
in the ball bearings.
And yeah.
Yeah, pearl of power and ball
Do you
bearings.
think that the 4 to 8 uses is enough, or do you feel like we should what are your thoughts? Sorry, notification.
I mean, I was totally fine with
Yeah.
with that.
It sounds good to me.
Okay, cool. Obviously, that's 4 to 8 per. You only have to roll whenever you use the spell for the one that you're using. Once you've rolled it, you'll just need to make a note of that one. how many
Yeah,
uses it
used
has
or not.
and how many uses you've used.
Let's see.
All
Do you
right.
have a cap on what level spell you can recover?
Oh wow, really,
Up to
Spiper?
level.
Yeah, it lets him any spell up to 3rd level.
Okay.
And they're adamantine, or they're mithril. I forget.
The ball bearings.
The ball bearings,
Yeah.
they're adamantite.
Okay.
So just so to help you know, because we did discuss this, but I understand why it didn't sink in or whatever. Adamantite is effectively about the same weight as steel, but it's significantly tougher. Like if you get adamantite armor, you can't be crit, and it can confer damage resistance. If you get an adamantite weapon, it's almost indestructible. And I forget, there's another property of adamantite weapons. I forget what it is. You're not going to see mithril weapons really, because it doesn't make sense. Mithril is a light. It's designed to be a lighter metal so that you can effectively make a chain shirt that feels like a t-shirt. And orichalcum is a metal that's designed that basically helps. It's a really good transducer for magic. And what was the 4th one? Oh yeah, the cold steel.
Cold steel or black steel?
Yeah, black steel, cold iron, black steel is what it was. Yeah.
Cold iron, black steel. Yeah, that's what I'm
That is effectively, it's not that spectacular. The main thing about it is that it is lighter than steel and stronger than steel. And so it makes it really good for being enchanted and for its durability. And sometimes it makes it easier to be imbued with like cold resistant properties or cold affecting properties. So. Okay. Oh. Yeah. For me, the first week I had it, I thought I was getting better Thursday and Friday. I had experienced a little bit of vomiting on that Monday, and lots of coughing and body aches and sweats and cold chills and all the flu-like symptoms. And then I ended up getting worse for the next weekend, and then Monday was the next Monday was the worst. The 7 days Monday, I was so bad. I was throwing up so often. I was having trouble breathing in between throwing up, and so Starkitty was in a panic and took me to the ER, but they fixed me up with some anti-nausea medication and rehydrated me, and then sent me home, and I slept for like 2 days straight.
Yep, they gave him cough medicine too.
Yeah, medicine that's supposed to knock me on my ass.
Yeah, when the whole time he was sleeping, he was downstairs sleeping on the couch, and I still had to work. So every so often I'd come out of my office and I'd look, I'm like, is he still breathing? Is he still breathing?
Peace.
Sinusitis is not fun, Kern Chicago. You hang in there, it sucks. As somebody who's been a lifelong allergy sufferer, yuck. Anywho, all right. Enough of that topic. We're gonna jump back into it.
It's interrogation time.
Yeah. So basically, you guys make your way back home. You have an interesting conversation with Grimbane about, the ArmsMaster, and but we'll just exposition that, past that. And you all, I think the plan was to leave in 2 days, I believe, right?
Yes.
So the plan was tomorrow, Grimbane was going to arrange for you all to interview each of them. and it's going to be up to you what order you interview them. They'll all come and wait at the same time. So this is at this point that those documents that I gave you, you can look at. Basically, oh, did you get that fellow's name? He doesn't have a name. He just calls himself the ArmsMaster.
Or as Shae would refer to him as Mr. Dealer.
That too. So you guys can let me know. Obviously, what would happen is Grimbane would go over the 4 viable options. I'm going to share a little bit of lore with you guys in regards to this. He tells you basically, and you guys have kind of started to suss this out with your own kind of research that you've been doing about Progentica. So this is something that he basically fleshes out stuff that you've already kind of figured out a little bit, and that is that. Each of the Omega corporations has effectively 2 primary teams that they are official sponsors of, and they have an alpha team and a beta team, and the alpha team is typically the team that has the most celebrity status for that Omega Corps, and the second team is the workhorse team. They're trying to earn the right to beat out the alpha team for that status. However, I have created the names of each of those teams. If you're interested in those now or later, that's fine, whatever you prefer. I have not filled out those teams, the details of those teams yet, so I can't give you names and classes of the characters yet. But if you want to know the names of the teams, I can share that with you. The reason I'm sharing this information is because he's explaining kind of the hierarchy of Realm Runners. Those primary teams for the Omega Corps are, again, like I said, they've all earned their celebrity status licenses. And but as you guys have experienced, there are still after those teams, there's another layer of Realm Runners, and that's about there are about 57 of them, and those 57 Realm Runners are typically sponsored by one of the Omega Corps but with an open-ended contract, and so sometimes they will work with others when appropriate. But effectively, that pool of 57 ends up doing like what you guys are doing, smaller missions, and the next layer down from that is the true freelancers. There's only 22 freelancers in existence on Progentica, including you guys. It means there's only 18 other freelancers. But that middle substrate sometimes, does freelance work because their contract is open enough that they can. In this instance, 3 of the people that Grimbane wants you guys to meet with are from the bottom tier. They're true freelancers, and one of them is basically partially sponsored by one of the Omega Corps.
Which one's sponsored by the Omega Corp?
The Omega Corp.
That one would be Bryant Steele.
Already not 100% interested in him.
Totally not. He's on the blacklist.
He's a if we absolutely have to list.
Yeah. So the bottom line is that Grimbane says you guys can interview as many or as few of the folks as you want. It's up to you all. You don't have to interview them all. If you end up settling on somebody you like the most, or if you want to, initially nix somebody for whatever reason, feel free to ask me any questions, and let me know who you want to interview first.
I was looking at Avery, but there's also two clerics.
There's
Definitely cleric.
another bit of info that's probably important for you, some lore for you guys. Just realized. See where I put that. Obviously, two of these guys are clerics. One of them is a paladin. So you kind of need to know how religion works in the Mindsong Lattice multiverse. So I'm going to read this to you real quick. Mm-hmm. The religious pantheon and practices in Progentica. You can take notes if you want, or just listen to whatever you prefer. The true mystical understanding on Progentica, it reveals that there are 7 primordial forces that make up the source of creation within the Mindsong Lattice multiverse. And these 7 primordial forces are the 4 elements, called wind, flame, liquid, and ground, and the 3 core elements, light, dark, and ether. In regards to religious classes, like clerics and paladins, individuals can worship any mythological form of one of these 7 forces, and people typically anthropomorphize their own shape and name to one of these forces, giving birth to their own personal god. It is their abilities as awakened realm runners, fueled by their belief in their personal deity, that is really just a manifestation, like a mental manifestation of one of those primordial forces that gives them their miraculous powers. And that's in Progentica. For you guys' worlds, it's a bit different. I think we talked about some of the religions of you guys' worlds, but you kind of get the sense that even though things are kind of different on your worlds, they're also kind of not that different. There might be some similarities in ultimate concepts that kind of fit into that, and so it's kind of intriguing to you. At any rate, I thought it would be interesting for you guys to know that detail.
Yeah.
So, who do you guys want to interview first?
Well, I do think that we should interview one of the 2 clerics first.
Personally, I think the Zoran looks more interesting out of the 2 for what we're going for. But that's just personal choice.
Gobblepot?
Which one did you say? So Zoran is the one you're interested in, BT?
Gobblepot, yeah.
Okay. All right. Is everybody else in agreement to interview him first?
Shae would like to interrogate him first.
So,
before we bring him in, can how would we like to go about this interview process before we bring them in?
Shae will sit here and be quiet because I'm pretty sure Shae will ask strange questions.
Honestly, I don't think that's a bad idea. If they can't handle the questions that you ask, then I don't think they are worthy to be on our team.
Okay.
Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
The rest of us will fill in with extra questions, of course, but
No, yeah, I would just say, Since we're going to Haunt Home, where are you from, Shae? In asking the questions to them, I would say, once we know more about them, realistically, who do you think would fare the best in your world based off of what you hear and what you know?
Okay, Shae will try her best. Shae's writing out questions.
And definitely don't forget to ask if they've been there before.
So I do want to share something that might not be on those sheets that I gave you. It might be there, I'm not sure if it is, but Zoran Gobblepot, he's a priest of Ahura Mazda. Ahura-Mazda. That's the deity form that he worships of the primordial forces. And Regina Gloomwielder, the halfling, she is a reverend of Ahriman. And after you guys research that, you realize, so Ahura Mazda is effectively the god of light, and Ahriman is the god of darkness or death. In your research, you find that he's not necessarily considered evil. It's just he's the god of blackness, the void, cold, shadow, death.
Weejas. Got it.
Very Weejas-esque, yeah, absolutely. And Ahura Mazda is this shining light god, representing like the sun itself, like stars and star stuff and healing and light and stuff. Avery Silverbloom, the paladin, is a paladin of wind. So they basically, they don't worship a specific god form. They instead just worship the primordial force directly in their mind, in their heart.
Let's hope it doesn't break wind.
What a perfect thing to say on the Fart Army stream.
As the leader of the Fart Army, I approve.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Well, shart.
That was pushing it.
Hopefully not out the cheeks.
No, that would be because I'm pushing it.
All right, so let's get this Gobblepot in here. I'm gonna watch intently to see how well he handles Shae's questions.
Okay. Did you guys, are you just gonna wing it, or did you guys write down some questions too?
I'm gonna wing it.
Okay.
Merrik, for everybody, is going to, more than anything, kind of sit back and I want to actively use my insight as they're responding to see like how truthful do I think they are. Are they trying to sell themselves to us? Are they going to be honest with their answers and kind of gauge that?
Gotcha. Okay.
And then possibly throw insight in as necessary. Well, ask questions as necessary.
But by the way, one of the things that of note for Zoran Gobblepot that you notice on his resume is he's not just a priest of Ahura Mazda, he's supposedly a savant priest of Ahura Mazda. And you're not sure what that means in the context of the data sheet. So, who do you want to interview first? Zoran Gobblepot?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys arranged for Zoran Gobblepot to meet. Grimbane generously lets you use one of his the back rooms of Malden's Pit for the interview process. That way it's a neutral space and they don't know where you live. And Zoran Gobblepot is the first one to come inside. She loves it when I say that word. She smiles every time I say it. He's fairly kind of average fellow in the gear that it indicates on the sheet. and he definitely came wearing the gear that he would on the mission. And he's kind of got this, like he's very plain and nondescript, kind of a bit of a round, puffy face, and clean shaven, a little bit balding on top, and
He's balding at 30?
I'm gonna say he's got that fire tuck going on.
yeah, he's kind of wide-eyed, and he plops down. He plops down in the chair and goes, "Hello."
Hello. How are you, Mr. Gobblepot?
Right, it's raining. I am.
It says here you're a cleric.
May I just make a point really quick? While Shae's sitting there talking, Thyra's standing behind her, right, behind right side, arms crossed.
Okay.
Like also fully decked out in her gear.
Okay.
Deadpan stare.
Okay.
It says you're a cleric.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay. Have you ever been to Haunt Home before?
That is not a place I have been on a mission on before. No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. What is your experience with undead?
Oh, I have encountered undead once before on my 5th mission. It was some zombies, and they were stinky.
Okay. What types of missions have you been on before this?
I've been on relic hunt missions, and the regular kind of like going and killing monsters or finding stuff. He seems not very bright. In fact, he starts, you kind of doubt the stats of his intelligence on his resume at this point.
I'm gonna step in real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you not speak with confidence in your skill?
Oh, I'm not confident. Is that what you're saying? I'm good at what I do. Mazda does good work through me. I guess.
You may continue, Shae.
Okay. What kind of spells and healing do you have?
Oh, I think it's indicated on that sheet right there. The loadout I like to use, I think.
Okay. Yes, I see that here now. I'm sorry, I ignored that part. Okay. When you see a dead body, what do you do?
Do a medical check on it? Is that right? Is that the right answer? Is this the test part? I didn't know I was going to take a test.
I didn't know you're the cleric. Do you know anything about Haunt Home?
Yeah, I don't know, like the history, it's like cold and dark and spooky or something, and there's lots of undead. Yes?
So, to ask my question again, remember, this is a mission to Haunt Home. If you see a dead body, what do you do?
This is a test.
I guess I would want to make sure it's dead.
And how would you do that?
Smack it again.
Okay. Next question. if an undead bites you, what would you do?
I would yell ow and I would heave it.
Fucking knew it.
We're all having Rylar flashbacks right now. Like,
Same,
No.
I'm having Rylar flashbacks too.
Yeah, except he's not nearly.
Kylo
As,
was more intelligent.
he's not nearly as charismatic as
no, definitely not.
he just. In fact, he seems to be slightly less intelligent than Rylar. Like you really do doubt the stats on the sheet. You think maybe somebody fudged that in his past or something. Either that or something has diminished his intellect since he's been in the field.
I mean, if you gobble pot a lot, it's probably going to happen.
How long have you been holding on to that one for?
I've been waiting to find a reason.
That was pretty damn good. Damn.
I've been waiting. I didn't know what it was going to be. I'm like, I'll know it when I see it.
No, the thing is, I knew the moment you said it, you've been like trying to cook that up for a minute. Like
There was no preheat in the oven. It was just microwave. There it is. It just happened.
Anyways, sorry.
Flash of insight.
Does Merrik or
I don't know how
Sindri
much-
have any questions for him? Oh, you're going to inside him right now?
No, I was saying flash of insight for
Oh.
Fate's joke about the cobble
I see.
pot, and I was about to ask. I can't remember how much mana that costs, and then I thought better of that initially.
Okay.
No, he seems quite. I don't have any questions.
I have one. Has anything dramatic happened since you took the test that gave us your rap sheet? Like any major injuries, brain, anything along those lines?
Major injuries? Not that I can recall.
Mr. Gobblepot, when was the last time you went on a mission?
Well, I kind of took a little bit. I kind of took a little bit of time off. It's been, I guess, I had to take care of my brother who was in and out of jail and stuff. Been about 8 months.
I'm just gonna start walking towards the door, and I'm just gonna open the door and gesture for him to leave without saying anything, and just
Thank
see what
you.
everybody else in the room says.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Gobblepot. That is all of our questions for right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you. Bye bye. And he walks out.
When he walks out, Shae looks at everybody and goes,
Agreed.
Are they all sitting out there in like a waiting room or kind of thing?
Well, they're just
Or out in the
they're sitting out
restaurant?
in the restaurant bar area separately.
I'm just gonna look to the team. Do you want me to call the next cleric?
Hey,
Yeah.
Regina. Sounds like a plan.
All right. So you bring in the Reverend of Ahriman, level 5 cleric halfling female. She is a couple inches taller than Sindri. No, not What, Sindri's what? 4 what?
No.
3
she's actually, you're how tall, Sindri?
3 foot 1.5. No, I'm not. I'm 3'2". The 1.5's a pocket.
Oh, she's an inch shorter than him, according to the sheet.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's 3'1".
She's 3'1".
That is a typo. She's 3 inches taller than Sindri.
Oh, okay.
She's got curly red hair poking out from under her skull cap. Not skull-shaped cap, but like a metal cap, and they call it a skull cap. And she's wearing whatever the gear says she's wearing. And she's got, like, you could tell, like, all her armor, all the leather parts of her armor are black. And she's got these platform boots to try and give her those extra. You think the platform boots are what are giving her those
Are they
2 extra
strappy
inches?
and
They kind of look
strappy
like
and kind of
combat boots, she's. It even looks like that she's painted black symbols on her armor to be like extra kind of goth, and she's got a black cloak, and she's got like really lots of dark eyeliner just like covered around her eyes, and the purple lipstick, and she kind of
Shay's eyes go a little wide when she walks in.
she just kind of meanders over.
Is she wearing like leather pants or like a cute little skirt? Like what is she wearing? Like
Oh
a
yeah, so
corset too?
she's wearing pants. What's the
From experience.
what's the armor she's wearing?
No, I'm just trying to
Let's
see. I'm just
see.
trying
Scale
to
mail.
suss out if this
She's
is
wearing
like
Okay, she's wearing scale mail.
BT's into.
And she has
This is
fuel.
describing BT type right now, so I'm just trying to figure out.
Wait, what? What? I'm describing
I knew
BT.
exactly what you were doing. Before you
describing-
spelled it out, I was like, I know what she's asking.
Well, you're just describing BT's type of girl, so I just want to get a very clear picture for him.
Oh,
what she's wearing.
Okay. Let me grab
Yeah.
a lozenge real quick, and we'll continue.
I'm just curious, like if there's corsets and like cleavage, leather pants or like a little
No,
skirt. Like,
I mean,
She got
what's?
plenty of earrings in her ears.
Yeah, she's one of those ones who has the
One of
the
those
giant O ring earrings and the lower
Markings all over her arms.
not quite, but she's got tattoos and stuff written all over her flesh. Yeah, she's very goth, emo looking halfling, and
so she's BT's
So she's
type,
just a
and
goth.
cute and short.
well,
you know?
physically maybe I don't know.
Or
I don't know what his character's type is, or what. I'm not even sure if it would be
Himself.
BT's type, but because she's kind of short and pudgy, not
I mean,
beast, just kind of pudgy. She looks squished, and the so she walks in and she stands next to the chair, looks at the chair, and it looks at you all, and it looks at the chair.
what kind
Yeah,
of shape
I know that one.
do we have? Just out of curiosity.
She's
Wait, what
like,
did you ask?
What kind
I'll
of chairs
stand
are
up
they?
and give her my chair.
"Is that for me?"
Yes.
It's the only chair we have.
Well, okay, it'll have to do. And she sits down.
You may leave.
Edgelord.
She looks around at everybody else.
I'm not going to argue with her. She's pretty big.
Whatever.
Yep.
She gets up and leaves.
Why you?
She seemed like the name Gloomwielder was more of a title than a name. Definitely, she just exuded that like just that gloomy, dark, emo, whiny.
Okay, Eeyore.
Everything's
Get outta here.
negative. Yeah.
That's all I heard. It's Eeyore. Bye.
She would
I just heard
probably like
Edgelord.
hunt home.
That was it.
Okay, who's
She would
next?
probably like hot home.
In fairness.
So Shae asks, "Who's next? Who do you want to interview next?"
Avery Silverbloom.
All right. Avery Silverbloom comes bounding in, wearing the gear that it says on there.
Chainmail armor and a shield.
Yeah. And Avery Silverbloom is a like it says, a paladin of wind, an Eladrin style elf, and they are very both masculine and feminine looking. and you're not sure what, but they come in and sit down with a cheery smile on their face and say, I am comfortable going by they or them, if that is important to you.
Thank you.
First
About
question.
Avery.
Yes. You have a question?
I do. How are you with birds? What is your opinion on them?
I'm not an animal handler, but birds are, when I'm in a park, I love watching the birds. I'm not sure I understand your question.
That was a fantastic answer. Shae, take it away. And Merrik is going to just sit rather, not like awkwardly, like Merrik is awkward, but just like, you know when you have like a big oversized chair and you can sit like sideways on it?
Okay.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
he's
how
just
I
going to
stream.
like, cool. That's what I'm doing.
Just laid across the.
That is exactly how I stream. I'm only sat forwards now because the dog's here.
Anyways, continue on, Shae.
Hello, Avery. It says you're a paladin. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm happily a paladin of the wind. I love the air and the sky and the wind, and I love the force that it brings to the things that I can do, and it delights me. So it was like a calling to me when I awakened my realm runner capabilities.
Okay, that's nice and everything. When was the last time you went on a mission?
My goodness, Shae, it's showing. My goodness, fantastic.
Can you tell Miss
Go.
Thyra's been rubbing off on her?
Yeah.
So she's what was the question again? You had me giggling.
When
was
the
nice and
last
all,
time
but-
you went on a mission?
Oh, she says, I came back from a mission just 3 weeks ago, actually.
And where was that
Excellent.
mission?
That mission was to Malboria.
Have you ever been to Hunt Home?
Yes, twice.
What are your thoughts on undead?
They should be put back in the ground,
Okay.
burned preferably.
When you see a dead body, what do you do?
Well, if it's on Hunt Home, I burn it.
If an undead bites you, what do you do?
I guess it depends on the undead. If it's a skeleton or a zombie, I would make sure to, as a paladin, the wind protects me from disease. I'm lucky that way. But still, I don't want to get, bleeding or whatnot. But there are some undead. I've never encountered one. I'm not strong enough for that yet. But there's some undead you don't want to be bitten by. So I do my best not to be bitten by them.
The correct answer was burn it.
Do you have any way of I'm sorry, Mr. Merrik, did you have a question?
No, this is fate. This is fate. So kind of getting a feel like I'm liking Avery. Didn't have a horrible response to the bird question, but I kind of want to test the theory. So as Merrik is like, just bullshitting in the chair, he's gonna pop into Echo and like scurry around, and then just at some point, when I pull Echo up and out, is when he decides to make himself like just appear somewhere near Avery, where like in their person, to see how their response is.
I'm not sure I follow what you're saying.
I'm gonna go surprise. I'm Echo, essentially, to Avery mid something that Shae is asking questions.
All right, so just
To
as
see their reaction.
so right after that question you did, suddenly you're having the owl pop up on her lap.
Yeah,
Popped it into the room.
Okay. Well, hello there, little friend.
Is this one of you guys' familiars or pets or animal companions?
Just a single pet.
That's
Not
Echo.
hard.
That's Mr. Merrick's friend.
Does he bite? Would he let me pet him?
Single pet.
You could
Just
try.
looks.
Why is it pecking me?
It's trying to get your attention.
Or responding.
She looks at you guys. This is part of the interview, isn't it? I like that. Well, do you have some little seeds or something I can feed him?
We all just turn and look at Merrik.
And who's
It's like,
kind of zoned
no.
out, right? Because he's
I
currently.
mean, I can hear.
Yes.
Right.
We all.
Yeah,
But
no.
your eyes are kind of rolled back in the back of your head, and you're just sitting there.
Not right
yes,
now,
no.
but you could try
No.
and pet Echo.
Okay. I don't mean you any harm, little buddy. Echo. She gives him a little pat on the head. Ooh, he's so soft.
And then hops away.
Okay.
Satisfied.
Your missions on Hot Home, what were they?
My first mission was a scouting mission. We basically were just doing some reconnaissance, I believe, for some shipments that needed to get through down the line. Then the other time that we went there was to eliminate a dangerous threat in an area that some survivors were trying. Basically, we helped facilitate getting the survivors out of an area they were trapped in and eliminated a threat to them and helped them get back to New Haven.
Oh dear.
But we did it. Of course, we had to do it kind of secretly, and since we don't typically, since Realm Runners rarely go into New Haven directly, unless they've been sanctioned by, by the Omega Corps to do exactly that.
When was your last mission to Hot Home?
That one was about 6 months ago.
Do you, if an undead horde is making its way to our group, what is your response?
Well, how big is the undead horde?
I don't know, let's say 10.
Okay, so a small horde. Are they zombies or skeletons or something stronger?
Combination.
I think a group of 5 could handle 10 zombies and skeletons fairly easily as long as there wasn't a lord among them. And even if there were a lord among them, we could set up an ambush for them.
So it says here you have an aura of protection. What does that do?
She describes what it says there. Because I forgot. Can you share with
Allies
audience?
within 10 feet cannot be charmed.
No, aura of protection. Allies in 10 feet get +3 on saves.
Oh, sorry. I was reading the aura of devotion below it.
She says, basically, I help my allies who are near me resist different effects.
Do you know any healing or any like magical healing? Do you know medicine?
The Muffin Man.
So, I don't, in most of my missions, I don't typically use a Cure Wounds loadout for my lower level spells, but I can reconfigure that ahead of time if that's what you prefer. And of course, I have the Paladin Lays on Hand ability.
I have one more question for you, Avery.
Yes.
How are you at surprises?
Surprise party?
well, because sometimes missions can throw kinks in the plan. How are you with surprises and, yeah.
Well, the wind that I am a champion of, as you know, adapts to different conditions. So I like to go with the flow of the wind and help use its strength for my own to overcome things that we didn't account for.
Just to test the theory of the surprises thing, Sindri's gonna use prestidigitation to make an image of light of the little demon thing he fought at the gate with the chain and spike thing.
Oh, we're showing off abilities already?
I'll be honest, I just wanted to see if you reacted to the surprise. I saw an opening to...
She says, fair enough.
I'll come clean to entertain myself.
Well, I even though I try and remain professional, I also like to have fun and be a bright light to the people in my groups, if that's something that they respond well to. But I'm open to, feedback.
I like this birdcage.
Yes.
Avery, birdcage.
Birds shouldn't be in cages.
I agree. What was your first impression of us when you walked in the room?
I find it fascinating. I would guess that both of these gentlemen are spellcasters. Obviously, you're a warrior of some kind. This one looks like either a rogue or a ranger. And it
Still has Milo on his harness.
It does seem like you all might be lacking a healer, a dedicated healer for your team. But I can see the tactical advantage of everybody. Although I'm not sure bringing a pet like that into battle. I mean, if it's an animal companion, that's different. It could be very useful. So I can see that. I guess from my first impression was that you seem like a capable team that can handle a lot. But I can see where you have some weaknesses that I might be able to help with.
Anybody else any questions for her? Them, sorry. That was me forgetting and just seeing the name Avery.
You're very knowledgeable about undead.
As a paladin, it's kind of important for us to be able to identify and eliminate undead quickly.
I'm not a big fan of undead either.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you know about the last one we haven't talked to yet?
The one that works for corporate.
Oh, Bryant? Yeah, I've actually gone on a mission with him before. He's a entertaining fellow. Kind of keeps to himself, tends to try and seduce members of the party from time to time. But if you give him obvious boundaries ahead of time, that isn't an issue. He is building up a bit of a reputation of somebody. He's been on more missions. He's been on quite a few missions. But several of his missions had some deaths of party members on his missions. I don't fault him for that or anything like that. It's just a thing that I remember about him, that it bothers him, and he's, that it hurts his reputation or whatnot. And I tried to cheer him up about it. I would say if you're needing somebody who's good at scouting and has some some additional healing capabilities, you know, he's not bad to have. I would be more, you know, not to talk myself up, but I would be more resilient if you're going to a mission in Haunt Home than he would. Hey, a bard is always fun to have in a party.
Oh, I do have one more question as I was looking at your sheet. I've not really encountered very many paladins before, but what does smiting do?
Well, smiting basically means that I get to channel divine power. I use up one of my, correct me if I'm wrong, 5th ed, you use up one of your spell slots to smite, right?
Correct, yeah.
I basically can use up one of my resources, one of my spell slots, to channel divine power on an attack against an enemy. And I can actually choose to do that after I've hit them. So it's nice to do like a finishing move or to soften up a boss or something.
I was just thinking.
Jay does not have any
a
more
finishing move.
questions. Does anybody else have questions for Avery?
Okay.
Do you like to go to the gym?
She says, I do try and train regularly, at least 3 times a week.
Where do you go?
My place is on the east side of the city, and there's a local gym near us.
I'll go toilet.
Okay.
Is it a gym's gym?
You mean the Jim's brand gym?
Yes.
No.
Because we go to Jim's gym around the corner.
It's a I think it's one of those global fitness.
I see what you did there.
If we were to offer you a position on our team for this mission, would you accept?
Wholeheartedly. I like all the questions that you guys have asked, and like I said, you seem like a capable team, and I feel like I would have something to contribute, for sure.
Do you have any questions for us?
Are you okay with my fee?
What is your fee?
Add a character, I guess I should have told you guys this ahead of time. The fee for these guys is 10,000 per their level.
He's 7th level, so
Yeah.
70.
And then this mission that we're going on is not that one.
Sorry, they're not all 10K per level. She is, because she has a good
she would be
reputation. I'll say this.
so-
Let's say Zoran Gobblepot is 30,000. Regina is 28,000. Bryant Steele is 50,000. But she commands 10,000 per level.
I mean, it makes sense. She is a 7th level.
She also has a pretty decent reputation.
Mhm.
And this mission is going to be for how much?
The 150,000.
And then at that point, Raven's Edge says, I do believe there's also a potential...
Not for this mission. It was for the one on my planet that had the contingencies for extra stuff. The
Right.
one that's going
Correct.
for Haunt Home is the flat 150,000.
She said, she does say, I am willing to negotiate that price a little bit, since you guys are fairly new to the game from my research.
I'm honestly fine with that price. What does the team say?
Shae likes Avery.
Gentlemen?
You're trying to fake me out?
There you
Nope.
go.
I've already forgot what I said.
The world may never know.
No, we will never know. It's lost in the ether. It's gone.
For anyone who can lip read, you got that. Nobody else
So,
did.
she says,
Even me.
before I commit, if you just decide you want me, can I ask one question of you guys?
I
I
extended
know
the
that
offer.
you're a little bit new, obviously, and that's probably why, but maybe not. I feel like this is a question you probably should have asked me if you and the others if you haven't already, and if you were going to, then forgive me for jumping the gun here. But I think a good question to ask is, why are you still freelancers and not sponsored by an Omega Corp?
Oh, we would prefer you to not be sponsored by an Omega Corp.
You prefer me to not be sponsored
You
by
just
an Omega Corp?
I personally am just not a fan of the big corporate.
Okay, why is that?
I don't like to be tethered to anybody.
I respect that. That's a similar reason why I am also still a freelancer.
I'll say this: a lot of us have come from we've all come from a variety of backgrounds, and it's not to say authority is really a problem, because authority is not really the problem. It's just what they think they can do to us when we have our own free will. So it's usually a bit easier to not have to deal with them as much as we can. And if you are from a corporation, she would feel considerably better of you not spying on us. Not to say that she would.
Well, to be honest, I've
doesn't
been in
like-
this game for about a year and a half now. And I would say that's not something she needs to worry too much about. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I would say that most realm runners, we sort of have this kind of solidarity with each other. That's not 100%, obviously. There's going to be outliers, but for the most part, it's like you're part of the in group, the in club, and we understand that the Omega Corps might be the most lucrative opportunities financially speaking. We're the ones out in the field, so it's better if we build a good reputation amongst other realm runners who are going to work with other people. So I'm not saying drop your guard. I'm just saying that I don't think it's that much of an issue for the most part with most other realm runners.
Your insight is greatly appreciated. She's quite stubborn.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
And we're just getting started, so we don't really quite know who to trust as well. Grimbane has been quite kind to us, and so far we want. How would I phrase that? So far we are not wanting more than that, I guess. So.
Well, this is, if my research is correct, this is your third mission?
Correct.
Yes.
If and when we do this successfully, if it goes well, I have a feeling you're going to be inundated with recruiters after this mission. The mission is typically the point at which the Omega Corps start to take notice.
Yeah, I already have a plan for that.
To say no.
No, I was messing around on the Oracle and figured out how to send it to Red. Just a little folder that does it for me.
You have to show me how to do that, Mr. Merrik.
To be clear, I understand your trepidation about the Omega Corps.
Gifters.
I do want to share, though, that there are some good perks and there are some good qualities to the Omega Corps. Not a lot.
Then why?
But, you know, I just want to make clear that I guess what I'm trying to say is it's always a good idea to keep an open mind. Like I like to go with the wind. I feel like, you know.
Why are you freelancing yet you're sitting here trying to ease my trepidation?
No, that's a great question. The reason why I freelance now is I haven't built my reputation up enough that I can get the kind of contracts that I want to get with Omega Corps. What I mean by that is you can negotiate contracts that give you almost the same level of freedom as a freelancer, but you get a lot of the perks of working with a specific Omega Corps. And there are even instances where you can have multiple contracts with more than one Omega Corp, but only the best of the best get to do that kind of thing. Once I reach that point, if I can get myself to that point, I'm still not 100% sure I will give up being a freelancer, because like you, I like being open and freedom and more mobile, but it really depends on what sort of contract, you know, I can potentially get. I don't want to close myself off to anything that could be a smart career move.
Okay.
The last time I pledged myself to a higher authority, I was left with nothing.
Yeah. But sometimes I found, just philosophically speaking, it takes us to get knocked down before we can actually truly rise to our potential. Maybe you're on the right path.
Of not being under the corporate eye.
I will say to counterpoint that in a similar vein, just because you get knocked down doesn't mean it wasn't with intended malice, and that is uncalled for.
Oh, no. I'm just talking about in general. We all have things in our lives that knock us down, bad things, and they shouldn't have happened, for sure. I understand. We've been victimized. Some of us have been victimized by people. Sometimes through adversity, you grow and become stronger. And you don't know what you're capable of until you've been put in that situation.
It is very true. I won't disagree with that. Anyway.
I don't even want to interview the bard. I don't like the fact that he's going to try to sleep with anybody on the party.
I mean, I'm curious about what
He
the bard
also
has
did
to
say if you put down the boundary, he will respect it. So if you tell him in advance.
Avery, we appreciate your time. Don't go far.
Thank you, Avery. It was nice to meet you.
It was a pleasure to meet you all too. I'll go out and have a drink at the bar.
Oh, before you leave,
Catch you later, Birdcage.
if you decide not to go on this mission with us, can I still reach out to you and listen to your stories? She likes stories.
I suppose so. I don't mind sharing contact information with each other.
Hey.
Excellent.
All right. They leave the room, go out to the bar, and you guys motion for the final guy to come in, which is Bryant Steele, level 6 bard. I think he's at College of Lore. Is that right?
Yep.
Not a college of
Bryant.
a battle singer.
Before
He
you
comes
sit,
in.
Bryant, I would
He comes in very not cocky but confident, and he's very attractive. He's got dark skin. He's kind of like an Antonio Banderas kind of look, kind of Spaniard looking, with a mustache and a little goatee thing. Not a full goatee, but like the little sharp thing.
Little soul patch.
Yeah, soul patch. That's it. And
before you sit,
Oh.
you will not be flirting or betting anybody in this party. Continue.
Well, that's okay. To be honest, it's not been the best experiences that I've had. Let me get into it. It's not been the best experiences that I've had getting jiggy with it out in the field anyway. So it's not an issue. If you want me to remain professional, I will be glad to simply brighten your day with a song or a poem.
I feel like Thyra already hits him. Never mind the corporation of that sentence.
You see her just and then compose herself.
Never mind.
Shay?
Hello, Mr. Steele. Welcome and please have a seat.
He's already sat down.
Oh, okay. So first question: what corporation are you sponsored by?
Oh, I actually have a pre-sponsorship offer from the Micro-Agriplex.
So you're not sponsored.
Well, I do. They have some specific contract work that they do that I do for them from time to time, and so in between freelance missions, there are certain times that I have to make myself available to them each month, and that contract will end in about 6 months. I'm looking to try to full ETF at some point, but of course. We have to build our reputation to do that.
Yes.
Okay, that's
ETF.
nice. So next question: have you ever been to Haunt Home?
Haunt Home. Once before. Dreary, dreadful place.
How long ago was that?
I think the mission that I did to Haunt Home was roughly, I don't know, 16 to 18 weeks ago.
What was that mission?
I believe we were escorting a caravan mission through some mines.
Did you encounter any undead?
Oh, you can't go to Haunt Home without encountering undead. Yes, we did. We dealt with them handily.
Okay. When you see a dead body, what do you do?
Is it one of my teammates?
No.
Just random lying somewhere?
Yes.
Are we in Haunt Home?
Yes.
I would go out of my way to make sure that it's dead.
If an undead bites you, what do you do?
The healer?
Hopefully not sleep with it.
Try and figure out what. That was pretty good. I don't want to get an infection.
On any previous missions you've been on, has your entire party survived to make it back? And if not, how do you handle the stress afterwards?
I see you all did your research into my background. There have been a few missions, 3 of my 8 missions, where one of the party members did not make it back. It bothers me that it seems to be haunting my reputation. Do my best to support whatever team I'm on. And, you know, we do the best that we can do, go one day at a time. Isn't that what they say?
What are your proficiencies with medicine and healing?
I'm pretty decent with the medical check, not as good as a cleric, but one of my primary, I use both healing word and cure wounds in my spell repertoire. A good bard needs to keep their party members alive, is the way I see it. I'm gonna have, I think you had said, anybody who would be focusing with their insight on him.
Me.
Anybody who wants to can roll your insight.
16?
18.
Didn't roll.
Didn't roll. Are you rolling?
I'm asking the questions.
No, I understand, but you can still roll.
Sindri's kind of set on the paladin already.
That's a 5.
He liked her
No,
responses
5,
and doesn't
8.
care.
All right.
8.
So, the two of you get the sense that his questions are too rehearsed and practiced, like an actor.
Oh, his answers?
Yeah, it's not necessarily that you can't tell if he's lying or maybe holding something back. It just feels like he's, you know, kind of figured out these canned responses, and as a performer, he's performing them instead of being. He doesn't seem very authentic and real, as it were.
Mr. Steele, why did you decide to become a bard?
I like to entertain people, and I'm good with my flute.
You play the flute?
Yes.
What's the flute?
I also write poetry. The flute is this. Somebody put
same,
that.
It's a little different kind of flute than what I've seen in the past.
Different noise too.
I do not have any other questions for Mr. Steele. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Steele?
I have one. What are your aspirations?
Out of character, did you just say what is his respirations?
Aspirations.
Oh, okay.
Sindri's trying to get a real response out of him.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what would be a good question to ask that couldn't necessarily be a canned response. That would.
I'm just trying to think of a way to word it where I'm not too much of an asshole.
No, be an asshole. You're Thyra.
I was gonna say, why would Thyra do that?
You know,
Thyra
He
wouldn't
says,
care.
he answers that question and says,
I want to.
my aspirations, well, I mean, don't we all seek to rise to the top of the realm runner echelon of the elite? You know, I want to be up there. I want to get my name. You know, I want to be that celebrity that people look to. You know,
Why?
guess it's just the entertainer in me. You know, I love that feeling of adoration.
You'll get no adoration here if you don't speak candidly. I would prefer you not perform your answers, and I would prefer you to actually answer them.
Didn't think that I was not answering your questions.
They were performative. We want real. I want to be able to trust you when I feel you're performing your answers and not being candid with us.
Well, moving on from that, I think that
Sufficiently made everybody in the room awkward. Yeah.
Oh, I have one more
I'm sure
question.
Shae's fine.
I just thought of it.
Yeah.
So Mr. Steele, if you don't know our group, this is going to be our third mission. So, how does that fit into your aspirations since we're a new group?
Well, I need to get missions under my belt, and you guys are one of the available ones right now. You secured the mission, so take the opportunities as you see them when they arise.
Question for you. This may seem kind of odd, but in this room now, if I'm not saying it's going to be, you're fine. If it were to turn hostile, what's your plan? How do you get out?
And
I don't understand your
on
question.
I also don't understand your question.
Okay, it's you versus us four right now. How do you get out? What's your thought process on dealing with a situation that is almost unwinnable, practically unwinnable?
Oh, so if you all were to attack me here in this room, I would misty step out the door and run out the front door.
Fair. Honestly, that's probably the most sound decision that could be made. Thank you. That's all I've got for you.
Anything else from the rest of you?
Do you have any questions for us?
I'm not really up for negotiating my fee. Are you okay with my fee as it is? If you were to hire me?
You actually want to be hired by us now?
Why not?
What was your impression of us when you walked in the room?
A little green,
candid.
but you all seem to have some unusual characteristics, and I find that that kind of out of the box, abstract way of doing things tends to lead to better results than people expect, instead of your traditional kind of party breakdown. So you all seem pretty fit and seem pretty fit and capable.
Can I insight search that?
Sure, if you want to.
I was cocked. 18.
You kind of get the sense that, if he didn't say it out loud, but you almost can read his mind. It's like, I've run with better, but I've run with worse.
We're average.
Well, that's what his initial impression is.
It's not above table because I didn't do the insight. I mean, it's not off the mark.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fair, yeah.
I just got Jim Carrey in my head going, I've had better from Liar Liar.
So the one thing that kind of stands out for well, not necessarily all of you, but definitely the ones who really stop and think. If you want to roll like an intelligence saving throw, you guys can let me know what you get.
Intelligence saving throw. 4.
17.
Nat 1!
Higher than them.
But what was it?
20.
Okay. 17 and a 20.
3.
The 17 and a 20, you get the sense that you're kind of surprised and a bit disappointed that he hasn't tried to get to know you guys a little bit better to go on this mission with. And also you get the sense that, even more importantly and more poignantly, is that you would think a bard would try and sell himself better. And he's not trying to do that at all. It's almost as if he's slightly disinterested in joining you guys. That's the sense that you're getting.
Okay, Mr.
Yeah,
Steele,
100%.
thank you for your time.
For lack of a better term, we're just another notch on the belt.
Right. So, did anybody say anything else besides her goodbye to him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd say bye to him, but that's it.
Thyra?
If you want your reputation to
Flourish?
be elevated, to flourish, you must actually put in care and passion. Even if you don't think that you're going to connect with those people, you must actually give a chance to get to know those people.
He says, it's good advice. It does go both ways.
I am being candid.
Okay. Well, if you all think I'm a good fit, I'll be happy to work with you all. Thank you for your time. And he leaves.
Catch you later.
Avery, you want to go to a barbecue? Avery!
So,
Honestly,
have Avery come in and then everybody eat barbecue together to get to know her a little, get to know them a little bit better.
See if they want to go to the gym.
She's like, I'm kind of hungry. It's about dinner time now, isn't it? Can we go to the gym after?
Absolutely.
She said, I had a good feeling about you guys. Well, you know, of course you also said stick around, so it was a nice hint. But even before that, I had a good feeling about you guys. And I appreciate that you all are going to take this chance on me. I won't let you down.
We appreciate you taking this chance on us.
You need to teach your friend same kind of positive candor.
Who, Bryant? Oh, I wouldn't call him
Yeah.
a friend. I've just been on a mission with him before. I would agree with you. He seems to be a bit... I mean, a lot of entertainers can be fairly narcissistic, but he kind of takes things to another level.
The thing I found interesting was he didn't even try and sell himself to us.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I asked him if we were all to attack him, what he'd do. He said he'd step out the door and run, which is the most sensible thing. Truly, it's an honest, that's true. However, you don't, the perfect opportunity to try to, showcase what you could do.
Indeed. So, would you guys like to exposition the end of the night and wrap up here? Or did you want to do a little bit more role-playing with her? Good? Okay.
I'm good.
Nope. I'm trying to think, do I have anything else? No. I will say this, in terms of an expositional thing, purely flair, no real practical fucking reason. During the exposition, while I would at least like to go buy some unnecessary jewelry.
Oh, okay. So,
the
next day,
after
before
dinner,
you go on the
they
mission,
do
you want to
the-
go shopping for some jewelry.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, not even like
Normal
worth
plain
anything.
jewelry.
Yeah, just Merrik
goes
wants to be a bit more eccentric because it's
So when he-
something.
His hands, it's
No.
not just a clap, it's like clack, 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 and
He
it's just,
doesn't clap his hands. He doesn't do the boogie woogie.
or magic
Basically
sound.
saying more Captain Jack.
Stormy gets what I just said. Anyway, but yeah, no, that's the only thing that Merrik, anything else Merrik would do.
Okay.
That's all. So.
All right. So then this will be a perfect place to wrap up. You all have an enjoyable dinner with her, and go get a workout in the gym afterwards. And then she heads home and says she'll be here early tomorrow before the mission. Or actually, no, I guess she says, do you want me to come here and leave with you all, or meet you at the mission teleporter?
Is the mission teleporter closer to where you live?
She says it's
Say.
yeah, it's she says it's about midpoint between you guys.
Okay.
Come with us. How about that?
We can break fast and go together.
All right, sounds
God,
good.
the fact that you just said that. It's the
Hey.
most on-point thing, but infuriating at the same time.
I mean, you say the same shit, like same
Oh,
style.
I'm not gonna argue that. Gobble pots.
All right.
I only wanted him on the team because of his last name.
So then next week we will begin this third mission with your new NPC, Avery Silverbloom, the Paladin. All right.
Shay got so confused with the they them that she was just like, Avery.
Yes.
That's what BT does in real life. Just go with the name. You're safe with the name.
And I'm the corrector.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I adore you guys. Tonight was awesome. I'm glad to be back. I'm just crossing our fingers that the cough will be even more diminished or gone completely next Saturday. And again, everybody, welcome Bubba Lone Wolf to the Streamers of Stormkeep. And speaking of, looks like he popped in.
Hydrates in a stretch.
And thank you, DeMarco and Spiper.
Right,
Appreciate
Spiper?
it.
Oh no!
Right?
Little squidfish. I love your little
Yeah, the amount
crab.
of times I've done that.
Oh,
Yours.
yeah, that's happened so many times, Spiper.
Mm-hmm.
You lost your foliage. Twitch Mobile.
With that,
Yeah.
who do we? Let's take a look at who's to raid out there in the river of Twitch.
Never Tilted's playing BG3.
Says Mike.
That
I tried to refollow and it almost unfollowed me from Fate as well. Yeah, Never Tilted's playing Baldur's
I'm cool.
Gate.
I'm cool with that. With Never Tilted. Sounds good to me.
Is he playing BG3 with Brojosai?
He is.
Oh, Bite Size playing Remnant too.
Oh, Bite Size Mike's playing Remnant too. We've committed to Never Tilted.
Yep.
I was just pointing out that he was playing Remnant too.
Yes, if you didn't notice earlier this week, Druid and I were playing D&D with Never Tilted and Brojosai on Jotun's stream.
Yup.
Well, guys, it's been a blast and an honor. I love you all. And,
Yes, thank you everyone for hanging out.
Be sure to check out BT in Merrik and Fate's stream tomorrow, and I'll be on again next week. And I think Druid's taking a little bit of a break next week, but she'll still be here for bandwidth and banter. And I love you all. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye, mate.